ebetimi aye adwuma ewo kurodua we mu se onso so wan bo ho so na se wan fan hye wotrim se oman no woka ho bia na oto oman na adeje mu a menya sure se oman no betimi akonanim se ne nyina ye pese ye pene no ene se bebre na de won ani kire abrochira ya na ye mo fe bet mo amuti mukuru mu a munni mukuru mu ni se ne ewo se ese na efata enti anope no yatena se a ye ba bedi oman no ho enkomo oman no ye die nti ena ya sorry anopa tututu betena ha na ya try say betimi edi ye ato ye ama bibia akoko ye ewo oman kurodua we mu ena no penso so no metenam edi ama miame wofa Kojo Marfo bibinti no wetia ne na echi kakra beden ye tenam ne edi dwumadie ne kama pa na so wetimi nya odi efrima anopen enkomo no edoso but kan na hye ne so say ye the African proverb ebetimi ede abrel if you atwum Kaakyire ewo menchen ewo ha wode beba na onsoso no wetimi enya odi efrem exactly 7 o'clock ye be cross ye carpet no na ya kotie akudie mu nsem enra Real Madrid ya clash omo out from the UEFA Champions League akudie mu akonfo no beba na omone ye abedin komo ede afa ho sanso so ena odi chirema enra Barcelona na se enra chi Barcelona so no ehi o mefrem eti Champions League ne ekame ye se ekuku damfo no ehi o mu nyina edi o mefrem but from there no ye betimi ubetimi ne mampanyi edi enkomo ewo ahanom near the newspaper review no enso so edi atoa so edi amount but and then no say na America no ensem no doso pa ensem no edoso but mame fonto wanim se odi wani epie mu ewo MPP for Australia enra the general secretary of the New Patriotic Party etimi ehodi press conference na enkrofo na o meet you na say insentrofo o meet you no in somebody to Japan say Mahama amemu we no say o try say o criticize Mahama na wa pekwan bi so ama enkrofo bi aba abechew na obochi won so a na omasan so atochew kakra se na be ya wankasa no ho bechew e wo bebi omodo bekwa akoshe na no enche na Sunyane East omo communication director Baba Amando omo ekoche na samra me no kase no otwire mu den sanso so na enrechi ye so no maso kofi juma so fie yokofo ready ho no match say betina haka ho asam enra say na enye kwampa so it was a rumble star na anopemi busa say sa nyama na ekoso between the two political parties no say MPP ba power almost the same thing and omde ye NDC for say NDC for also ba power the same thing and omde ye MPP for na me busa wo me pacho no kwan so na omo ye na so ochina bi se power ne turn na se MPP for so share say so omo ye NDC for sa me pacho ne kwan so no ana se ugidi se wo se ye famra kwan so ne nkrofo ya chi womo se na be ye di o famra kwan so ana bibusaw entini nyina no se omampanyin segment ni dura na wafre na ne mampanyin akasa se futuo bi wo ho no ana de atodwa na ye nso so no yetimi afabi edi efrem also enra and a communication from the presidency ebaye na utie inkomo na ebaye na it was basically about say because of Middle East war no ho nsensem kakra ekoso no that is the US Iran Israel war into no government no afa e de ato omo ho so say efri enne ekoi ometimi absorb 2 Ghana cedis on diesel. It is say so kwakoto diesel a government ni betimi age 2 Ghana cedis and so be absorb that cost no e de free so na enye permanent say government e de free so kra na emom no imretie ya we mu no and a government e betimi eyi edi efri so a temporary thing na government ebetimi eyi efri so enye no nko afin so no 36 pesos also later on petrol government so ebetimi eyi efri so na yeso so ye ho ahenhan tinebe ya say increment of fuel price ekosoro ewo amanone a ye eti krodua we mu no entimi enkan ewo ahanom enti government the dark communication no eba enra enti ebe se ene no ye ebetimi aye adwuma enti araba for no ya monfre na enimu ndi nkomo ne hwese sa nkomo na government de beto dwa enra no ahyase a eye adwuma ne hu se ne niema no so esi eko ewo ho bidi meni kire mu a office of the special prosecutor enso so ababonten na nkomo na odi ni nyina ne se na no ada high court decision a challenge no se ontimi prosecute criminals bia okrum hanum no obviously okwa challenge no because now the high court babonte no nkomo no mu di nyina ne say office of the special prosecutor na hoɔden no intimi prosecute criminal cases bia okrom ha into all limit the authoritative power no sine be ya untimi prosecute obia e okrom ha no na eno no na OSP say omonte ase omo kwa akọ challenge because we no yete office no due to the constitution of 1992 and omontwe emasane ma no enko so enkomo de do so wa hapa na no pe ye ba betina say na yedi enkomo no Afia chumwa kechire e wo menchen wa ha Afia good morning.
Morning, Maestro.
Acho bibia bako de.
Erade Nyankopon adom ye won kwa nti eye.
Bibia
so won kwa na wade nyina.
Won kwa na wade nyina.
Ti ade ache ye ne ho odin eye.
Eye o.
Akade aka.
Akade aka. Eno ne de yen no.
Se nansen asabosome no chiche mamerodo.
Eh me de kwantemu. Say na 16 right?
Na 16.
Ya pay mu.
Asa April ba ya atena se achere.
Sa on. Obenya na nke do 20th.
Chese ne kura ye 30th ankenye ba.
Me wa rehye mu se nguru man de ni ewi ra 20th no. Yes, I know when you
and yes, obi ani je ho. Obi ani je ho. For some member so na.
Yes, a receiver. Yes, and so no be so down now. Ding na sa na tie. Anope yem for the African proverb no. Emfa embro. Now the African proverb says that milk and honey have different colors, but they share the same house peacefully. Milk and honey have different colors, but they share the same house peacefully. We are the African proverb. Afia.
Ha. Ose ewo. Eni no fusuo. Wan husuo eda soronko. Nanso omutimi tena efie baako mu asomdwe mu. Wei kire yen se enipa esu ene ban entumi nyepeda untumi nkase unua bi wadamfo bi ufi pamni wadwuma yeni bi a wone no enamo no esese esu a woda no adie no eno abi ena wono so eda no adi entimi ensi obia ne se de Nyankopon bo no obia ene ne temperament a wode enam ewiase mu enti eda sononko no ade baako pe ena enipakuo ehia ene se won mo de odo etena na wobesi nkete se wakwantuo wanamontuo nyina mu no wo mo pasumdue pepepe ye ne nkabo mu enti wo mo nye bibi emma eniema nkwa acho enipakuo ni nyina su ne ban danso no wo tumi nso ereta asoso wo betena sumdue mu wa bra saka na se basa bia ensi ewo wono mo entem emfato ho pi na metimi ede amawo ebi ni sa Ghana ha yetie yi manfra fo bebre ene wo mu tribes doso regions no kura ye 16 wokwa obia ne abusua ya wo firi mu kasa woka nanso ye nyina yetimi atena oman Ghana mu efiri bra Ghana kura nya ne fa ahodie isi yekọ emfie aduoson nanso yet Ghana yese uba West Africa oman baako ya wo betumi akase eya asumdue man eye Ghana nanso enye abusuafekuo baako ana nipakuo a wo mo ka kasa baako na etim saa na ya santiman mu ha yetie yi etie manfra fo doso papa nanso so yetimi tenase enka bomuli na asumdue unity we na broni se unity in diversity yenya gemene honhom agi obia sade nisu ene ne ban etie yemra adwuma mu enianu media ha ye wei Kofi Frimpong aka Big Brother GH the Maestro ni suban ko Lord Asamoah suban ko Akoso Afrempoma suban ko Kojo suban ko and Afia twumwa me suban ko Nanso umewura nuanom media efie ha enhunu se ade kyenye pupo ya de abom Obia ye na dwuma sede ese ne fata fi se ye nyina ye emi towards a goal ene se adwuma yi ebetum pon na ye krabehwe na eba saa na adwuma ni di yi a yenso ye tumi adidi ho tinya ha ene obi beda ne suni ne Bible ni bi anase papa bi o wadie se ye papa faboa ma adwuma no enye nkoso tie nyina ye te odo ne asomdwem nanso obi asuni ne ban o different ne fie ba ye different abusuamu anuanom ya wonum nyina free yafunu baako obi ni obi suban entimi nya peda obi ade enko empontafo ya ye wo wonum nyina dako omo epie dako da yafunu no mu a abosome nkono no eya mpepi no ta hye entafo abrabo a wo hu se de oye kakra no wo ye kekakakakra na pani no eda boko nanso ya wo mo dakro obi asuban konso nkoto se wo mo fie da bia hey wo mo do dotena enu nti emasumdue eda adi e wo ba bia won mo tie no saa na namfo no mo so namwa baako eda boko na baako so kasa pole kekakakakaka but se mutimi gem ho tum odomu na mo kasa bibia mu be compromise a mutimi tena asumdiem emfie bebre wa bra basa ne ntokwa bia ensi ewo montem enti saa pepepe na esese ye nipai na eyedaya ye ni nipa ahodo ebedi anhyiamu ewo yakwantu anase anamuntuo mu no yetiminya abodwetwere yenya gemene honhom yenya tolerance ema yenho yemfa buoni anidie ema obisu ne ban a eda sononko efiri yede ho wontimi nkase nipa no ene wonni similarities nti wo sore a wo de na totankruwa mu na ne wo pe na aka kire no ne wo pe na wo ye no eba no saa da bia na ase otan bi da montem na ama eniema aye bibie wo ho se wo environment mu na ase da bia obi akone ho a wo kra wani nye enti saa pepepe na etie yesu ni ye ban entimi nye baako eyeden a ebeda sonko enti fabuo ma onua na wono so mfabuo emmawo ye nyina ye emise odonti ye betena enkabomumu ama asumdue ayiniti se ye ni ete Ghana ha na dakwa abusuako baako sori eno ose menesese o my Ghana esimi nan so enti amusuako amaka nyina ene ye atumutuo ye twetwa moseka amamawua nka Ghana no wonso wonyini ma meto ne sei ye pa asumdue enti enyina ye te odom ti amfa sa African proverb wi entu ye hofo se ewo ede papa sa na milk enso ede nanso omo ba enu no eda a wo ye echi no ebia kala nko ena adwuma ebia yeso ayesononko toda kra yetimi hwie wo mu nyina abomu o cup baakum obi wo ha wo yetia wo mpe sugar enti ope ani to the ani ni so mu wie ede ya obesan de milk asom aka bom tinkabo mu hia penese praye wi baako a na abu pen nanso kabo mu a obeya ya entimi emmo Bob Marley nyomono what's the different colors one people nanso yetena odo ene asomdue mu ema yedie ne pompom ye eba ewo ye man ye mpotamu ye mantamu ye busuamu ye sukumu ye nyumamu ene baabia we will find ourselves ti anope ye kakra wanie ye nyina ye mfantu ye hofo na ye hunu ne se ye den ya ye nipai obi a suban ba ye soronko similarities ebeba ye mu differences ewo ye mu nanso ya de odo etna eboa ema eniema eyedin ema yen ti DJ ya no apɛ different colors one people na ya de awoso so ya ho kaka ya da pass
one people different color. I know my favorite song from Lucky Dube.
Yeah, Lucky Dube na boy. Me mean Bob Marley.
No.
Yeah, Afia. Ball ano. Enyomo ano. Yeah. Adea, me dey cry adea.
My favorite song from Lucky Dube. Yeah.
Okay, different colors. One people, different colors. And so I hung one of them to hey you la 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 na 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 hey you la la la.
I was so saying you know. But I don't pay you begin come on top of the morning if you are na Enra when I actually heard say the general secretary of the New Patriotic Party any MPP4 a press conference no na me pedin tipa omo press conference because on say minority party political party war opposition there tembi and I was say mo standing on mo toes na mo kire say aban no say oye bibi na say enya tembi and mo putu aban no on his toes na enra omo komo no biti no na bitifi na me stressa we say wow him when you be here so when you be here o dem be bambe video ne sese ya na yembra
ne asem etitia mbakaya ebra NDC aban efa Ghana kunya kese after 7 January 2025 almost say penifo a na omo abanda dem MPP abanda dem NPP fo penifo so metata omo yonkofo a se de Ghana mra no ye gitum se ye de mra be ye adwuma no security apparatus omo mem ha e yo madwen so mo fa nya adwuma ebra constitution ne ka or chapter 5 of our constitution ne se nipa bia se bi obechi no obediteni no o ma ne nko baabia no che na de kro a waye ansa kra na nipa kro no se bi o de bekọ abanku kuma de nako na se obechi na nso wachi no sa no ma we nyina akọ so ebi to chema ontumi ebi to hanam o se si bi gift o ware eni nkofo bebre emrante ne maba waso no mu fi se no ma ekoso abemu anye esu nyakukuduru kasai almost so almost kasa wia na ye RGP onu office ofobia wa form say omo de omadwuma ne say omo ko social media obi obekasa eti aban ne bia mo frɛ no na mo nchi no e man ko frɛ ye nante bebre bi ti say asanto aba kwame say Obama Fawaz ewai adenta kumi mu nyina no ekwan ya aban ne fa so di temu omo ebi edom call remand Ishia mo kache mo se no man na ekoso no MPP MSA enka se munka bi maye na mum ye kache mo abom kokose emre wo hi ye ni nkaso na se bi ebre bi du na ban ne sesa na de NDC fo ayaka de omo ye MPP fo no se duro ni yeso eyo mu bia mo bia meye no saint e me kanche se ade na bebi se ekoso oye nfruwa say edisi aban sika ye nie sa suban na omoda na de ebra omo ba aban mu no ne ka so ma ba foforo nti say de omo asesa sa suban na ndisi for da so ebra bia asem kase ebesu o mami efa aban no ho na aban nanim gu ase no na so omo ye bibia ebetwe Ghana fo adwene afiri so ene LGBTQ ho asem ade aban ne share board bra no opposition so oba within 3 months on be pass sab emra no ene Ghana fo busa na o man peni mama se nya de ehia sesi asem aba asofofo ka ho asem Ghana fo ka ho asem obi a che ne ho adwene no aban ne pese yi Ghana fo adwene free so nti sade a e be chechi opponents fo then no be news eno NPP yes our friend central fo bi ya brante ba ko e friend baba Mando oye communication officer o Sunyan East a kwan this before yɛwura yɛwɔ no ɛnam so ma na ne mmeranteɛ kɔkye no ɛbrɛ ade no kɔɔ court nsɛm esi so a sɛbi ɛtia mmara a ɛnya de papa no yɛsɛ aba mo nim biem ama mahu kwan a ɛndi sɛ aban no ɔma fa so na mefa saa kwan wɔ so abɔ yɛwura IGP kɔkɔ sɛ yɛnim sɛ ɔmampani maama ne yi no nanso so wɔnka ho sɛ atade ɛhyɛ no sɛ bi ebuo ne di wom to nɔɔma bi a ne nkurɔfoɔ yɛ a wɔnim pefee sɛ ɛmfa mmara kwan mu ɛnyɛ papa no ɛni kɔ asɔ ɔsosɔ so sɛ bi nkurɔfoɔ a wɔte social media wɔn twa NPP mpanyinfoɔ adapa wɔn didi yɛwura baawomnyam atam wɔn didi NPP foɔ mpanyinfoɔ yɛwura Kufuor atam yɛwura IGP wɔ no ohun yana ɛnna asɛm yɛ ka ne sɛ bi yɛwɔ judges foɔ bi wɔ ha wɔn kora de wɔn yɛ NDC foɔ kora se NDC foɔ a de se na wɔn afrɛ wɔn remand judges wɔn de wɔn adwuma ne sɛ NDC foɔ kyi obi a de wɔn akɔma wɔn na wɔn ama wɔn remand 1 week 2 weeks ɛbrɛ kora prosecution foɔ kora nka sɛ yɛn remand ne nkurɔfoɔ no judges na aka sɛ yɛbɛ remand wɔn ɛno saa nguase a sɛ bi ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ yɛ judiciary hɔ no ɛno na yɛwura bafo money yɛso yɛ ka kyerɛw sɛ yɛsrɛw Ghana sɛbi ɛne sogya aban ɛne ɛte so kammanka bi amamu ne wɔ so na sɛdeɛ nanam judges foɔ bɛyɛ adwuma ama ne yɛ fa ɛde Ghana bɛdu baabi ɛwɔ no the judges foɔ ne bi yɛ no ɛgu adwuma ne anim ase ɛte ne
nkɔmɔ wei no ɛno a metifie a mehwɛ no in fact na mesre wɔ metirim kakra de ntɛna mesre ne sɛ na afedeɛ mohu sɛ moko opposition na sɛ other party ba power na deɛ moyɛ when you were in power ne yɛde bi ɛyɛ mo deɛ you are quick to come out and then talk about it nkɔmɔ yi nanka mempɛ nka mɛka ne sei but meka ne sei sɛne ɛbɛyɛ a the NPP and the NDC for ɛde bɛto mo tirim sɛ mmerɛ yɛni nka so mmerɛ wɔ hɔ yi yɛni nka so sɛ ɛnɛ ɛna wadwen yɛ wo sɛ wowɔ power eti power na wowɔ no wobɛ use ɛde abuse some innocent people wode bɛ abuse some people a ɔmo bɛ criticize wɔ government na wobɛkyekye wɔn a ɛnyɛ mmara kwan so wobɛbɔ ewura ɔmo fie akwakɔ tutu ɔmo nneɛma a ɛnyɛ mmara kwan so na sɛ wobɛkɔ so ayɛ saa nneɛma na kae nafa hyɛ wo tirim sɛ ɔkyena bi no nso bɛkɔ opposition na sɛ wokɔ opposition na the same thing na woyɛ no then opposition party ni ba power na so ɔde bi yɛ wa ipaakyɛw yɛ ma mu nka ho asɛm o nkɔmɔ na general secretary aid no ɛyɛ me dɛ because when they were in power metimi abobɔ some 5 people bi a ɔmo pɛ kwan mu so kyee wɔn a saa kwan na ɔmo fa so kyee wɔn no to me na me hu ne sɛ ɛnyɛ mmara kwan it look as if say they were not using the constitution to do the necessary things that constitution mandate say who power na say ofo say obi criticize the government ofo say obi akasa de etia fa emra kwan so na frɛ nipa no no mo yi ne ho ano anasa fa emra kwan so na kɔkye nipa no mo yi ne ho ano but we have some MPP for when they were in power not NDC for criticize on government that the NPP went ahead to hunt them is obekaya enum ho na the term rumble star ehya asese eba eti echiwa esi weni a rumble star ne de ba be chiwo di we free fie ne de wakɔhye baabi 2 weeks 3 weeks na da so hyem and emre ne sesa kakra bi no the NDC is also paying back what the NPP did to them when they were in power. The NDC is also paying back what the NPP did when they were in power. Eti mibisao, since 1992, Ayaba Fourth Republic, we've had only 2 political parties in our country. That's the NPP and then the NDC. NDC for Nasu from 92 to 2000. NPP for Twaso from 2000 to 2008. NDC for Bejiye from 2009 to 2016. And another Danko Kufuor Bejiye from 2017 to 2025, 7 January. And then Yera John Dramani Mahama na say to bim, and we are seeing the same thing since 1992. San komono akoso the same thing. Zania mana since 1992 ye di hu komo say enu kwan say ye pe mra kwan bi so ne achichi amanfo say bi omo kasa e di ama oman no amanfo say bi omo criticize government no in the legit way no e me yam pe kwan bi so en abuse omo de bi edi san komo we but then no aba bedroom pempenso bi a it has become a norm. It has become a tradition. It's a utie General Secretary Nkomona Wodina or say NDC for financial mutrim say. So most of power, they will also do the same thing. Then that means it is in the minds of NPP say sign Nkomona Yedin and nano pay no and ya there's almost be jai. Yet Kroma, se party be power. Bura some offices. Namako pamun penny for you mefrio. Nano damuhen come a course where just so. Sir President Eddie Obiaba na imembunu abewura ho say yempe no nti wo say pam di ni free ho. These are some of the things that cause what to me. I don't buy into that idea. But because of partisan politics, because of politics cause we in krom hanu nti no jama kwan e na sane ma na ekoso ene opanyi bi power na office o because of party in power nti no see ya change power nti no. I was say in Mebunu a bull run office near Copam in the free hall. The cars is in the fee, and was say you could to cars in the free hall. I was so painting your hunting on. Near closing the businesses down. And then the bonny and so then who joining a political party and the bonny no. It's in Kobana MP before the no. Meno, I am the so moody sound common, but almost so F1 to Mutrim said. Dear Mother year will be no. Dear Mother year and this for no. You are receiving the payback. That payback now when you were in government. Ye two of us kwaya mo for so much NDC form penny for no enye no. It's mun fam rakons na muni omundile no. We told you, but you didn't listen. And I was I mean emrene dane ye. A wo di adenta kumi baba amando abronye DC. And then pennyphobia said NDC for HH feel say in Kobobi Omudi in Enyano. You are quick to actually come out and hold this particular press conference. It's a bibusa say San Komu we no Moody Diamamo says some power, you will still continue to do these things. And now say Moody year foot to Diamamo who says some back to power San Yema win and Kosu being. I'm talking about the two political parties. Because and it will be a sem na ba yekan. We are yekan Ochinebi 2028. Ma power ne nane. Na MPP. Emma back to power CCR. You will still see the same things. And the NPP will still do. And NDC for power media home common. You will still see the same things that MPP for be. Yet to Chrome how. Opunino Yokoko board CEO. You won't quite in the fast. A lot of things that I can mention here. The same thing. Any responsible power no. We are seeing how they are stressing some officials in the NPP when they were in power. Thing na no kusi say. Mo wa be mo no. Enkomo ben na mudi. Enkomo na mudi ye no. Mo hwe eyesu adwuma. Na mo hwe eyesu adwuma. Kwan be so na mo fa so techi amanfo okroma. Ekwan na mo fa so techi amanfo okrom na ekwan pa. Enen nansa me betina ka ho asem enu asem aso kofu dwuma bo ne bra wi o. Owo ni fie ka e fa nse papa panimu a obo ne bra wi ase bi owo ni fie no. Na yokofo bo ewura ni fie at least ma ona ne invite mpo na se wo maya. You should still persist on the invitation. Nanka omra, but look at how enen nansa yokofo ebowura ni fie. You see, this is a Rambo style. This is not the proper style. Baba Mando Nkomo Wodi. Fine, he is criticizing the government. But we see Nkomona Branty lead now. He has a point too. But the same way, when other officials in NDC, when they were in the position, no more criticizing the NPP in power, no. NPP for Kochewomo, so they are doing the same thing to Baba Mando. So I'm a communication director. No. They are still doing the same thing to him. It's in common says, so when and I'm on your four, yakin the four, Obesisa, a free, sa partisan politics. This is a partisan politics. A koso, a win fidia we moi, and yadia, a bit me, abua or minor. Watching the bimbo kwa chi obi e maintain me ho ase beba na ebia ankofa asem papa fam bre o man no enti yetu mufu no enka no penki enka sa asem we but all the same if only said the NDC in power that's almost so pe kwan bi so atiche nkrofo that's enye kwan pa so almost so function mutrim say emre wo hoyi ye ni nka so na ene ena obi kan wa asem a wo che no ene ena obi criticize o say woniema bi a wo ye e wo man ni mu enye enti wo be chi na o chi na bi wo be free power no so Ghana for no mo di kokromoti ni to abade ma no so wo se sa dwumadie we na wo ya Ghana for no o mesa asesa wo na almost sa also so co position that's the MPP for ba that's almost the same thing against so pa chon so be hold press conference we ya na. So who hold that press conference when the central for di nkoma na ka ma na acho na sabi diama na wo ye no eno ho nkomo e na acho intanope amanyofo mienu no me tumofo nia mo ya in power against the opposition party enye no munyai opposition party nso ba power nia onso so o ya enye no nso jai na sankomo we ne se macho and famra kwan so and fast say because oh the matem no we should stop we are in democracy sabi any military government near a democracy no encourage opinions the views the ideas of people into consideration tipamochowa enkomo wenye nkomo bia na kenu kwan say MPP for di because mu ye bi ene emre na dane eti yede yemo no se bi eyemo ya eyesa na wose ba ne ya odi ye wudua enye ne de no se bi empresa onso ye fa bi nyen se olu se ade na odi ye wudua no en yede ye wa enye woda empre se odi be ye wudua no because emre wo yi ye din ka so afia wetin GFK
Maestro I know metie no se yes abaya de bought echi no e de bebo ban dabi anyway so de ono ananum wose emre ye ni nka so
yes
sa niam no a ekoso no kwasem pa se ma politics ye time Ghana a democratic country
okay
enti adan ena yentimi enya tolerance emma ye ho na democracy no so yenye no ne kwan so the fact that our freedom of speech no entrese ubie wano anso na wo ka ensem a enimu ensem a betimi edifemi obi na ama ni pakro na ni monyam bi a owo apepa na waka akire no it's about time asa NDC MPP fuwe no wamu hunu se niema etesa ekoso wa Ghana mu amanura JFK ebeye sa press conference no a childish nkwala asem enti esese won mu jai se obi ebeto aba ama wo a eni kwan se anase nye de wo kwakoye ede atia wo opponent ama na nimo gu ase no so na nipa ne begina ede ato aba amawo abato de a battle of ideas de wo de obi wo enti wo de won sam gu ho na ne wo ton asem no ama no no wote wase no ohunu se wo vision bi ma no daache a oto aba ma wo a wonni ni hwam a ene ogina so to aba ma wo enye de wo kwa kofa kuntuna ase sa social media na aba no a ayo odomfu kumfu no eno so esese mpanimfo hwe na se omo regulate no na ebeye yi a wo munye saade bi wo ho no obi ye na wo posti na se esese wo mo withhold free say ebi a wo mbedi kan review post kro no anipa ne peso wo ye no hunu se wo mo jai e ma na eba public domain a e de wo ha beba wo mo mpe kwan bi mfa so nya sa review no na ba sa post no wo mo withhold na nye bibia na nipa ne posti ya na yama no aba enti social media abeboa yen asan ekum yen no na amanyofo yi efa ekire ede ye sa niema tantan no a ekoso ewo my Ghana mu no ho the fact that NPP for ye enkire se NDC for so en repeat so ena any kwan se JFK Afro sa platform kese sei na wo kase o chine bi se tumi ni dane na yenso ye ba na ye bia must politicians always retaliate
na se ehomutrim se obapa wo be yo won se san ehyenitrim o seriously
say oda ye me so meye ni bia tiaka da bia ye revenge
ye won ehyenitrim so
enti abasa ye nkoye ni mu da o ebasa ye nkoye ni mu da politics no revenge nti na eba ya na enti ade ne ba mi hu ye nka wo furu ye na wa condemn mo mama nyokuo mu na ade ne koso mo ni nye hu wo condemn a fine ni nyina ye but what the tato ka say yanso ye ba ye be ye bia na kira se Ghana nkwonanim ye be ye ne saa because the moment amumu ba mo ye no saa na NDC for so ebe kasa se ya se 2 minutes sign dane a yanso ye be ye bi enti na kira se da bia agro ya ni ye be di saa ti Ghana be den e na akonanim Ghana be den na akonanim opposition mo na sese mo puti aban no on its toes na mo born pressure na wo ye adwuma ede o man no empuntuo ene ne nkan kro beba but se wo puti pressure on aban no ana se wo ye wadwuma as opposition a eno warranty se wo be ye niema bi a ense na emfata ena no asiye NDC amamuo mu ye hunu bi de na emebunu binum a na wo mu di akotene wo di e wo NDC mu na wo no mo ye social media ya itimi fa obi mfoni Dr. Mahmoud Bamia de bi kura na sebem preduasan wo mo e de plate kuta no na wo mo atwa prekoti atoso nipa su ye kremoni ya wo nwe preko nipa no timi went as far as odi nkomo e wo platform big platform bi so se wono a wo video a obetimi dia ba abedi adanse se Dr. Mahmoud Bamia e preko enti sa no na wo di campaign no ama nkramofo ba bia Bamia firi se wo preko enti e mamo anto aba e ma no se wo di campaign no sa e na ade no etie sa nso e na MPP for he na no baba Amando ade ya wo ye pa ade ya wo ye pa na ni hwenfa se wo kofa mampani na ahya ne ma rege na wo pam atade no apam ye no so de LGBTQ for e colors e na e pam ahye no nya mampani nko a Sam George je ne de Felix Kwatio for so je ne de
nipa bebre
to what end na ye den eno na be convince me ana ama 2028 mato Obama MPP ana se no na be convince obi a wono no why rooted in NDC mu akase ene wo free amanyokuo num na wa bedom MPP ana nanka ubetimi afa kwan foforo so a carry out wo message no say mampani ene be at the majority caucus no.
Yeah.
One more Emma LGBTQ bill no one nsem no enye priority ma wonom. But baby I will fire no. It was below the belt.
It was below the belt. It was below the belt.
Enti mum ye nyai ade no na wie ye nyina ne se. Yase kukuru ni jai na keke jai. NDC jai, MPP jai. Na mumma politics na moye no. Eho emre nyam. Enimonyam emre mu. Na nkoba se da bia. Ye retaliate ye bi atua obi ka. Ni atua nipa kroso kasa. Eno an ye de be kwa akosi dapen. Na niema papa ese mo ka ho asem ema mpanimfo etu ho na mo no. Eno mo jai ato ho. Da bia ECG fo odum kanea. Enti minority fo de hia mo ya mo e ka ho asem ene se ya chi obi na nipa no ade na wo ye no na ye na wo se wo ma sha se ye comparisons bebre o social media ho wait me ko fa na anu de na mekan ba omia ya okura prekotire na obi so de obi ato ho ya nipa ni di atam Sam George de yakura ka ho bi Sam George timi bie na no ka se president ayete sa akwada ya over pampa no wajiji akwada so amana abro so na 7 previous wasa akwada na jimi like na MPP ni so de ne de namfa enye fe airtime papa e wo Ghana politics mu
ekobo we ne ye ba ye beto aso but no say agudie mu nsem brand edru so enra UEFA Champions League no en komonomia mi team Real Madrid eyi o mefrim ya na Kamavinga ne de men kan hwe Eduardo Kamavinga men kan hwe ade no ye no men kan hwe ye dan ye ho aba ye ba pe pudi mu nsem no ye de to aso e de amamo e wa hanom enkomo no doso pa e wa hadom Kamavinga akoye sebi nkwadasem ama wakonya red card enra game against Bayern Munich wa Allianz Arena but then Arsenal Mikel Arteta is also doing well because they no board draw no and also Buana mana qualify to the next round of the competition. Habib Mohammed is here and then we are going to dissect into the issues now or the enkomo bie umubiano etimi edabro. Habib, good morning.
Good morning, Maestro.
Ebi aboko de.
Me adum alhamdulillah. So ho.
Ya me na dum bibi.
So Kamavinga ayemo
oh Kamavinga wanya de. E was here turn no.
Serious. Obi mistake match back one hour turn. Sorry turn player.
Ne money bono wo form. I was here turn the free club team.
Na Sandra nyo no kwa de mistake.
So
and the other players I think that almost will live up to expectation. Vinicius Junior is an example.
But I think say Madrid
elaborations
Madrid team I don't know balance ni nya adwuma
no player power and her team no. Yes, I agree with you, balance ni share that in the horse because in the absence of Choma in that midfield ni almost dead.
Yeah,
that midfield ni almost dead. Player power and so coach bi abebre because ubia who knows I mean I'm a big boy. Yeah, so I am fan winning trophy and the sad thing is that these boys know Muhammad and Maestro. They are not the Ronaldo, they are not the Sergio Ramos, they are not the Zidanes. Those days are not uncle for no what's our egos, no. They decide games.
Yeah.
But they say more egos. Yeah, Jai game no matter where you cannot decide it. So where from the ego?
But Kylian Mbappe in common, I say if you say Ronaldo first 2 seasons or trophyless, and put the same thing to Kylian Mbappe. But Kylian Mbappe, the answer is quite different from Cristiano Ronaldo.
He is scoring more trophies than it has always been like that. Real Madrid problem. Ronaldo goals and the team in trophy. My human is a minute. Goals. He's done his part. I think that is unfortunate. Say, Waba at the time, Madrid team, no project no share and Abana they need to rebuild again, and they are not getting the right materials or the right people to build it. I don't even see Madrid winning. I don't see them winning next season.
So Black Stars on come home.
Baby,
Mate.
My coach is Wabanti. Kofi Adams was to add cover still out to add come on Woody.
Hey, and that stories be a metete pa. I see appearance for na utuado ni mhu na 2 6 World Cup no. Just say
amome yenye hocha my ko. Amome concentrate na nipa na waba na omeji o. So omeji World Cup omeji my every
but you have been fire quad pay.
Right, that is mama no pay mama chim mo kwaba eba fache TV. So bra so say international fe de wo mo promise go kan see mo sembre and also you be mo fie ne di nkomo ya preko kasa e de afa the new Black Stars head coach awaba ho Honorable Kofi Adams adin nkomo Kurt Edwin ESO Kraku enso de kakra atudwa no pay ni nyina e wo afisem no a ye de eba endra anajobe 11 something ekopi mo 12 AM and a Ghana Police Service. This statement about say Akwamu Kafwa, Omoko Erobe, team and the Daybreak Chelsea and suspect including the gang leader Anopai, Yebedi Munkomo Kakra, and so at the actual this and many more Eddie Free Bank of Fama. So it was a night of UEFA Champions League Bayern Munchen, Bavarian, Somaya Jumano over the Galacticos, the White Angels, Arsenal. Abu Kuni ticket Mikel Arteta Adin Commander Europa League and Africa Conference League games ahodo baso this and many more and Yasin Kunya yede eba Benas executive producer no pay Otacha and 7 eba Oko MC Ronnie Junior Akaboma Jumedi no wamo director ne kama midin ade Habib Mohammed from the special one Abu Diaby Ricardo Varus and Afi Luther King wunyina tachi aman 7 yede abantantam so Zumi Street na fe yenromu endi enkomo Honorable Kofi Adams minister Edema Sports and Recreation opinion din komo wa church mu dientia opinion friends Otu Ado efino NFA ministry ejane kwan.
Key performance criteria that was set for the coach. One was to qualify us for AFCON and win, put us be ranked among, be about the top 5 in Africa, and then within the top 20 in the world. It goes beyond just qualifying. Indeed, if you are to analyze the conditions for his stay, if the FA had used all those contractual agreements that they had, conditions of stay, then they would have fired him long ago. It wasn't just qualifying us for the World Cup. There are so many other things that are in there. But basically, I'm sure they expected also to see growth of the team.
Na enye qualification keke no nko ade asenko obi abetima na guidelines na afeso niema yede ma opinion friends Otuado senka efere kwa no mudi so anenka oso mapam na dada science opinion no ne modern born na afede growth a ne epesi hu ewe team no wantimi anhwe masa niema na nkose no ensema Kofi Adams minister Edema Sports and Recreation wono ede atudwa na no pai ye de achiri enso ede ama yentos na yenko edema unim se na wotwe am Monday na confirmation e ba is 73-year-old Portuguese national Carlos Queiroz one NMP4 and when they mun say the next 4 months are edi anim no yen Black Stars of Ghana only the charge no mfimpi mo the mundial eba so America Mexico and Africa Canada no really dey ya opreko ono adi nkomodi afa Carlos Queiroz na point and say and o chere nsemu
kokochi soro ha undu efam ha wo se ne omo ye uko Egypt no AFCON e omo dia until say almost decided say almost fabibre into much but the be I doing it period what time I away any time any matches in a ebebo ansana ebebo first match 2 matches and with these 2 matches in a bit me dia judge and say then or deba is he the right man for the job or is he going to implement the right anything the tactics. For now, no, I believe say if any natanasi, the bebua omwa players been more omwa opportunity under Otono say ebia we saw a different eye. The style of play very different until we hear players been more ebia Oto kosha ya omo office omo fit into the system. Nti asa adina ebie opinama obia. And I strongly believe say wa be born homodin wa born homodin stars aye adwuma besi the time obefre
former player Edema the Black Stars of Ghana and the coach of team Sahodo what team Ameneji ewu kromo penny ya opreko and what is wedding komo edia for the new Black Stars handler Carlos Quiros nen komo no and an opa year dinchi and so edia ma yem free memana from year room ewo mana from okwa mana the Black Maidens of Ghana yema under 17 omo sugu so preparation omo na nas for me room yen hwe se the preparation no ewo pram emma no omo gu so omo na enjoy feed ni kakramra.
Yeah, they wanna know how to get like me. Dream so big that I cannot sleep. Put in that time and I put in that grind on the
kakra eguso ekoso ewoyen maiden stoma so onim say last week no mkosi akan enya good results aye hwa nim say na wotwe mu no so niema ebesen akoye ede ama embabawa homomfe no embro edun so the Black Maidens of Ghana kakra fu omo so still omo so ye no endra omuguso omo so prepare asen ama omu training na niema atimi akoso ene yehu say empenifo bi abo awro omo so omo ko ya omo so omo ye sports lady supporters union omo ede sanitary pass ahodo enso the abepim ti oh she screens no so a obo hu sempinifo na pie ma omde sanitary pass ahodo akom e de akoma yenuamo manketo no se monche na afi mo fam wa NCC mo se de mugu so a mo hwe se preparation na betimi akon kana games e dimanim no results na tuma be nim samo ye mante ye den a nsabu ni ade no e betimi abamuti monje part se be ya bibi sasi a ye betimi enso e de aye ama bibi a atimi akon kan eno e kakra e free e ma do so se e ba do pai ye de ho nsam enso e dan e otwere de se also na yenko yenim dia yeko yenim Kurt Edwin Simon Okraku president the Ghana Football Association who say endra ye din komo say FIFA Goal Project sikanemu omayi bi e dia purchase pickups makomakunum e dia ma RFS ahodo first batch na buy no omo sentiment nka bi opening ni din komo say e no church ni nsemu
needed for the development of the sport. So I'm very happy about today. Today we are adding 5 more pickups to the collection. This tells you that the FA is very much committed in meeting the needs of our, not only our members but our constituent bodies. Apart from the transport acquisition strategy, this strategy is also key for the development of football. So today, 2 RFAs have received their pickups, the Northern Region and Greater Accra. We've also made provision for Atenka Directorate, which is also the foundation of the development of football, and also the Tenka Center in Pram, where all our national teams, all our trainings do take place. And lastly, the headquarters here, where obviously the hardcore services are delivered. So we are very much happy about this.
Kurt E.S. Okraku president Edema the Ghana Football Association and Achemu say bana dena banaba the right time eboa RFS ahodo a cast na omonsan kan mo de na no achi pram so ebi be ko na fe activities ahodo a omo ye ho no ni nyina omo time de na fe ba ko so akọ ewo GFA omo so secretariat so say day to day activities ewo ho no omo so ebetimanya vehicular omo betime e de aye sa adwuma ne kama o wie ye no opening pa ono na Greater Accra RF for dom and summer laboratory jojo na friend Qatar. It will help us
a lot. You know, about a year ago, 8 of the regional chairmen received their pickup. And in most of our meetings, they have been testifying that the vehicle have been a good help for the business. It has enhanced the operations. Like Greater Accra, we have over 1,000 football clubs in this region. We we have about 300 coast clubs, another about 350 third division clubs. We have 77 Division 2 clubs. We have 20 Women Division 1 clubs. And when we look at the number, and Greater Accra is huge, it's big. From Asutuari, if some of you know Asutuari, to Adan, Sege, Accra proper, then to the boundary of Kaswa, that is Central Region, that's our boundary. And when you look at it, we need something that will let them be mobile. You have to move because you cannot be at your office always and be using telephone to run football. Sometimes you have to go and meet them physically and address their challenges. It will help us a lot, you know.
Samuel Abuabri Kata RFA chairman Edema Greater Accra region ono ene disan komona wo chiremu say ono ne region eso efa kopem kaswa ene wini ban finfin ho bebi anso wasen aba se wo cheche demarcations ahodo se ka na aba ne de ebeboa na afi movement ahodo on pese omo ye no etimi aboa mo so aye ne kama owie ye no anso opinion de Alhaji Abu Hassan Raizo oko Northern Regional ono so ne RFA chairman odi way etudwa.
Well, the regional football associations are highly delighted with this presentation. We need to actually thank the FA president, the executive council, and by extension FIFA for these pickups we have received. Considering the number of districts I have to supervise as a regional football association chairman, in Northern Region I have about 26 district football associations I have to supervise. And if you look at the distances between most of the districts, from Pandai to Bole, it's almost like from Accra to Tamale, Accra to Kumasi, for example. That is the way it looks like. Northern Region covers about 1/3 of the landmass of Ghana, and that is exactly how as you are expected to move as a regional football association chairman to super.
Honorable Al Hassan Abu Razi ono ane disan komowe enso etuja wachiremu baby ono nso ne region no ekwa akopem obekọ Kwandai obekọ Tamale obekọ hemfa tikaya baide aya nije sam kase nti abase dia ubs resre na se yento aso nkwana yenkwe ne meno kakra efri efe no maso banandro anajo edekwa ahemachinimu ye dawa ne hu se Ghana police womo di statement we ede abane yenkenken kakra emfama womo se police update. 2 arrested for robbery attack on Brekum Chelsea football team. The police have arrested a gang leader and 1 other suspect in connection with a robbery incident that led to the death of Brekum Chelsea footballer. One of the suspects sustained injuries during an exchange of fire with the police intelligence team and has been conveyed to the hospital for medical attention. Further details will be communicated to Ghana Police Service full statement, you know, and a da screen neswa ye dimun common. Almost saying omo kan chire nyina say update abane say akwanmukafo a omo koto share Brekum Chelsea team bars so adano Sunday amayanti asempa ye nua Dominic Frimpong ekohia na kwanhia wuo no omo say omachi nipa mienu omachi omo no baako eye the gang leader nipa odi saa kuo na nimo omu di saa nyambron sem no omo nsa so na fi nipa baako ka ho na omo koye na omo try to make arrest na etututo temi call so amatuo no police for afaya amabia kasa nkofo ne mu baako a ne condition no critical ne mo marashe no de ne ko hospital omo send ho beto no na fi questioning any answers ahodo no omo nsa ebetimi aka e dey from say further update bi na ba on be communicate e dey ama Ghana fo ne mu Ghana ni bi enya rehemu e the police service say juma no ombeye na omaboa ama nipa bi a ne ho bon sa na ma bone a e course no no omatimi enso achi nipa no amamra ene na di kama no enkomo kakra efri Ghana Police Service omo nso so eba no pai yedi mu nkomo enso ma onsam ne doso dewa ene ta ne mu mobre no ko na e kontia fisem ne yemfa mpem na fe yen cross carpet enko nkofo ama so na yemfa ama na ne nsam kakra emfa entu anim ye koba wi details ne more extended version yedi nyina enso eba ntentem so ye ye zoom straight na fe ye room ewo enkofo amaso de tie sendra UEFA Champions League games ahodo etimi enso ebaus na game a edin kan eto dwana na se ni nyina simultaneous na mu wani akire mu enso ewo Bayern Munchen for omago pramane so endra na esewani enso kache ewo Allianz Arena Bayern etna fi entena na mako nan eno mo guma Real Madrid for etimi bi ensa highlight no ena etwagu ewo screen say starting game na Arda Güler just under a minute eno nya first goal no Edema Real Madrid team no and watch minute say Pavlovic ebete kano Arda Güler esan yeni 2 Harry Edward Kane yeni 2-2 Kylian Mbappe ebe yeni 3-2 at a point na Madrid the 44 so Juan ometimi dey extra time nemum orani din Eddie Luis Diaz after red card ekoye Edema Eduardo Camavinga ebe nya third goal and after so Michael Olise 90+4 onu so wi adwuma ne kama 436-4 on aggregate no Bayern Munchen na booking a ticket at semi-finals no omunso other game I told you Arsenal for tonight Obia and Tottenham Amani Sporting CPA no na 0-0 and so a game I told you Emirates Sports Stadium after some match I mean fun 20 they say semi-final appearance no everything intact Bayern Munchen team no omo ene le Paris Saint-Germain ebebo and watch Madrid Atletico and so ene Arsenal the Gunners ebebo no semi-final appearance yedi mu nkomo enso down and no matches ne pa na wie you know yeni nkomo on some kakra 18 echo Michael Olise or try about 5 to 6 times answer onya sa go na eboye esili adwuma ne kama ntina ni age e go andra 90+4 or share edema by amuche Michael Olise say no din nkomo.
Michael, congratulations. What a game that was tonight. It was fun to watch. What was it like to play in?
No, it was a good match. It was back and forth. We knew they were going to come out and try to come back. And it was a game at the beginning where it was a bit, go and go and go. And eventually when it calmed down and we played a bit better in the second half and we took our chances.
Was it all about mentality tonight? As you said, you kept getting pegged back and coming back.
Yeah, I think we showed good resilience to keep coming back, even though we were going down. And yeah, in the end, it was a result that we're happy with.
Was the red card potentially the turning point for you guys?
Michael Olise anything common to just fight go down no mapa go down no mapa ntia adwumaden enentra ya sisi enkunimde na ko ede amom na niaje owie no Hurricane Edwards andra onyani goal number 50 this season edema Bayern Munchen ono so say hard work results ene buy no.
Very well done into the semi-finals against PSG, but what a game that was. Just from the Bayern point of view, how are you feeling? Sum it up.
Yeah, feel amazing now for sure. It was a tough game. We knew it was going to be difficult. Real Madrid in the Champions League obviously have this special connection, and you need to be at the highest level to beat them and knock them out. And yeah, we done that. First half was a little bit crazy. It was obviously getting off to the worst start possible, but we got back into the game well, and we looked like the team who was more dangerous. But I mean, their players on the transition can really hurt you, and that's kind of what punished us. So in the second half, we said to be a little bit more patient. We knew as the game went on, we'd get stronger.
Harry Edward Kane, a striker, Edema Bavarian Bayern Munchen. One also na din komo we etuja o chiremu say na a difficult game. Utimi ya Juan Kama editor Real Madrid Nessa Basobodi no what the Emma entire team ni nyina Vincent Company. Or say on percent obe equity married for 2 legs and the results we nyai over them look to the time ewo Burnley Juma or the Burnley etia club a friends a black banner or show mu home and away or say SSC nemo one person because married for to say black ben nemo said na euphoria and situation it and sound and it wa born in kwada na baso.
It's so tough to say, like so when you coach Anderlecht in Belgium and you beat Standard Liège, it's such an emotional game. I don't think the feeling is that much different. It gives you everything. I remember we beat Blackburn twice in Burnley. For nobody in this room, you will actually want to compare it with the game today. But it was amazing. It was like something I've experienced so much as a player, and this was incredible. So of course, for Bayern Munich, this game is an amazing feeling, but I don't think you wait for Real Madrid to then say, okay, this is going to be the best feeling. You have to get it out of other things as well, and I try to live every moment as much as I can. So I'm happy now. This is in the moment, and tomorrow.
Vincent Company manager Edema Bayern Munchen one NAD Sanko one opposite manager in the third game Avalo Abelua. Now Abelua say Endra red card a buy and everything was over for Real Madrid. Abelua. Yes, say Abelo and Semno ebetima ready or to ja HM so GDS and red card no and no NSS BB after say red card na buy and no and no man timi an concentrate amwama club no amonso resources sefata amonsa antimi ankana yemfi no na so na fe yenkuye ni no Madrid players no I mean fan to any Danny cover ya or catch a reference opening o mistake and no and asesa bibia because of your damn mistake and your word you say yenhwe kakra e screen.
Sensación que al árbitro es por tu culpa, es por tu culpa, con algún improperio de por medio, muy enfadado, muy vehemente, señalando con la mano. No lo ha debido ver el árbitro, que también podría haber sido sanción para el capitán del Real Madrid, que, quién sabe, compartían confidencias. Y el que estaba muy enfadado era Dani Carvajal, que no ha jugado un minuto, pero ahí vestido en el chándal, le decía, da la sensación que al árbitro es por tu culpa, es por tu culpa, con algún improperio de por medio, muy enfadado, muy vehemente, señalando con la mano. No lo ha debido ver el árbitro.
No, como Kakra and also course Brana Danny Kabaya complaining bitterly Ediama Center referee opening sabi wo near my phone woody no and I'm a game no and near man Timinko ye emfa and Steven George Gerrard Liverpool former captain or say osusu said the near my con Abeloa ebetimi lusu na djuma nemum ekon nko dia enko pani yama ne nto so adjuma why no Bayern game no nko a ense in the future.
Yeah, it's just a couple of mistakes, wasn't it, from Camavinga, really?
Yeah, listen, I think over the course of the two legs, you'd have to say Bayern were better and deserved to go through, but a moment of madness, immaturity, silliness, you know, the second yellow card, as the boys said in the studio, the first yellow card, sometimes as a midfielder, you have to do that to stop an important breakaway and a counter-attack, but if you get a second yellow card for something that's going to help your team or you put your body on the line, it's understandable, but a moment of silliness and madness, he's cost the team.
And former captain Edema Liverpool Steven Gerrard or no Eddie for Premier friends Abelona Fena Belu and Insama Oditu Jano I ready in Tinica.
That was a great match. This second leg, we put players like Militao, like Jude Bellingham, like Ferland Mendy, that they couldn't play in the first leg, and I think we did a great match here. We scored 3 goals and we had the chances to score some more goals, but I think with the red card everything was over.
Yeah, the reaction to that red card.
Eno komo kakra Abeloa manager Edema Real Madrid Bobo Kuno wono edi tuja after the game aye di home komo other game boss before that ne kra no Madrid players no after the game omo niema omo ye editia referees no agina so ema other gule ekodi red card na hwe kakra e screen so Eno ye niema kakra enra ekoso ewo Alliance Arena no pai ye dimu nkomodi etwagu sisia wo Bellingham eno achi eda Militao Rudiger omunyina se enra wo bi ehu bi eniema na referees ne beye ye no Madrid an qualify eyo omo ya nemum referees enama Real Madrid team no omo antimi an qualify ye nyan ntiase after the game ewo Madrid for a dressing room Don Fiorentino Perez obaye no na Nico Kwapaya e 70 bi kra no empenifo bi HS wakeka bi e de ache ada gule ewo ne card na okodi e baba wiane the details no more about other game e told you after the game Declan Rice we didn't come up with Arsenal team number so qualifying into the semi-finals.
Final 4 of the Champions League. What's the overriding feeling at the final whistle?
Delighted, so happy. It was a really tough test over 2 games, but to go back-to-back semi-finals is an amazing achievement for this group, and we want to now go one step further than last year and get to the final.
And no Arsenal player Declan Rice no and this uncommon to just a back-to-back Champions League semi-finals. Oh my dear, say about your teammate in Abbas. Oh yeah, Mikel Arteta, manager Edema Arsenal. Or say how many years? 1940. The Arsenal for back-to-back Champions League semi-final. Or say boys na ya dear. Or bo in Abbas.
Club.
It's a massive moment. It's the first time in our history, in 140 years, that we are back-to-back semi-finals. So, yeah, to be part of those 4 teams, it's something very special. You have to earn it. You have to go through a lot of work. And, yeah, big gratitude to the players.
Yeah. How would you...
140 years after na Arsenal Champions League semi-final omatima na back-to-back manager na ebo players na baso yeba wi a details more ewa hana Martin Jolman captain the Sporting CP o say Derby Andra more ba na omokobo na san enye identity of Sporting CP odi ho ya say game na time sir.
I think the impact on the first game that we lost made it more difficult to go to Emirates and win, especially when we don't lose that much at home. It will be difficult here as well.
Martin Jolman captain Edema Sporting CP wono ena hu so odi san komo ya no pai ye de akire enso Edema Juventus na Mikel Arteta sign by biem na before that Thierry Henry or say baby a away any baby a wadri so no ankasa timi ye de all sign by TV so church say my Arsenal players no omo feel sad within them na so omo timi ya it is their time to win the Champions League.
People will not talk about whatever word they want to use that I will not use. I do believe personally, but I'm sitting here on a chair working on CBS. There's nothing I can do. Now, I heard fire.
Say me timi ejai ball ne ball na me betena CBS adwuma ewo de me ye mu etimi ye ni ya bibia ni wa obi ntimi ye Arsenal players nya sa believe na ombetimi agi Champions League eno leader and a former player edema Arsenal Thierry Henry Daniels wono enede san komo na tuja Mikel Arteta say mo amu do matem so mo ball ne nyefe de omo ye no ekire de ntia de the only English club at Champions League omadu semi-finals.
Yes, but when I see them track back when we lose the ball and the habits that they have, it's just amazing. That's why I know what they are doing, these players. There is a reason why we are the only English team in the competition, because this league and this schedule takes the hell out of you, and it's very difficult to do what we've done. We are not perfect. We need to improve things, that's for sure.
Mikel Arteta, manager Edema Arsenal, wono and do two ja ye de che dem and Europa League games are boss and Conference League now for yen 7 oko udu ani chemo Europa League games are to ja Celta Vigo Walker Freiburg Aston Villa Everton Fiamani Bologna and soon Nottingham Forest FC Porto and afi Real Betis and so and Braga and so oko Conference League among so the AZ Akma Tunsa area fresh Shakhtar Donetsk AEK Athens Rayo Vallecano na Fiorentina Walker Crystal Palace Strasbourg Tenafi na omane men's 05 and so ba no ye games and they ebeba so mu nkomo nyina no ye de akire edema brena anya ye bre ye bepem na fe yakwa ba wia ye ba extended version eba no pa ibe nas etachiri executive producer boy MCL Junior directing ye ma Lord Ejina camera na chi Abu Diaby Ricardo Varas and afi so Luther King who nyina etachiri eboa production and seminar ye de eba emidin de Habib Mohammed from the special one yen share wia 3 p.m. to 5:45 na details na yemfa Emra Maestro and Kaakyire eba Daybreak to also at the amount until then. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Party no ebeko akoto aba
ya te say eyade a obepese national executive positions ni bi no obepre akonwa no se de yete no sanete ana
Kojo enukre na onse me maye party adwuma che nti ya na party no mra no bidisopa menim se party no de na sie ni so na memenda yekoyi free ho no they say no afen na de nkrofo catch a bottom up no aye free polling station and san no eno na ye be ye ho ye no na ye the party structure no eno na ma decide say se nyame boa na party no bie kwan a mekwa contest the vice chairman of the party national level.
I see.
Eno de ma ye madwene sa ansa no me madwene no before election 2024 I say we minkan no publicly that benne na ye first that will be a show yi am the first politician veteran so no meka
me das
me president Akufo-Addo shia nkomodiem enam ka chen say Mr. President say nyame ya dom ne we ni election we ya menyi executive position yim obisam say why you are very competent. You can be a very successful minister. Why? And I'm saying, Mr. President, a stronger party builds a stronger government. That's your party leadership. Womu wonim die no ewo se akoma pa edima party no be kura ne ma yi a aban bia no a party ne beba no aban ne begu ti me nko me contesting national election. So wow, this is the greatest news I've heard over several years. Tinuma yema dwene no ato wadada because me hwe party no. Let me who say the country or no from the word fascist num. Apart from that, you know, enema mabeye. I've been a communicator of the party since 1998. That any large is signing no.
You are back again. Na yetimu a ye adwuma na madika aka cho se oman no eyi di ntina de bi yetna se na ye de nsem abrew what I say sports no de etwago married for 90 me amfa koto anyen kwanra come back na anya adwuma better hadom de we are coming back live aye de ebrew e wo fache Daybreak but mpacho ma be fan to anim se dwumadie we no enwuma ko bi and etimi aso yase ye de ebrew business global shipping and logistics and na omobwa ama ye de sa dwumadie we etimi abrew emretie mu no medi omo ho nkomo kakra e de achrew because of say o pedwumaku pa a ombode niema efri amonone eba krum ha omo san so di efri krum ha ekọ amonone di free amonone eba krum ha na chese business for omo san no adwuma no mepa cho cars no mo amokra cars edifra brochire ba no monko basin for ho na mo ne omo enkodi nkomo mo so amokra home appliances edeba krom ha no no monko basin for ho na mo ne omo enkodi nkomo omo de no legit o 100% legit no scam okwa yem fraud onyama ne ban so is intact de wutria ye no eno ana ye de bebrew ama on so no wetimi nya wo de edi efrem entimi pa cho obi bia o ye businessman na say o ye adwuma no due on importation and exportation of goods are be pa cho Corporation Imperial Global Shipping and Logistics na eni omo enkodi enkomo ewo ho me pa cho shi omo ewo tema community 2 na eni omo enkokasa ewo ho no sanso na Kotoka International Airport omo wo ehonom sanso so na Kumasi yanso no wodi wani kiremu ewo de chem so a obenya business for no ewo ho omo dwumedie na ye me dese na anu adam me kra me vox yaba omo anaije omo so mase a omo de vox ni bedru kruma e de maame enti pacho ko omo ho na eni omo enkodi enkomo kakra medi enkomo aka cho se wiase no abrabo na ye bo no emu fa kese pa na ebibi edi etibeto ni se wunye sika na se wuye adwuma na se wusie bia na wape baabi edi wuti ato ene edan ahenhan no eji boys nsika wo krum ha pa enti mamen kanfo dwumakuo kese baako emfa maw se Millennium Construction Company Limited eye dwumakuo a sebi omo akwadare ewo adansie ho niema ene even adansie ho ankasa 15 years of service eno ma ye adwuma ewo krodua we mu na mepacho omo oni maybe to say sand, iron rod, cement, me pacho bibi BF dance ye hu bia no me pacho omo obi building materials bia opi bia no Millennium Construction Company Limited omo se men kancho so ombetimi edema sa wo dan no ayedada na opese oye renovation a Millennium for esebra na eni omo negotiate na odan no renovation no omo ntimi enye emfa maw sanso so na u design bia wo pe se u design o dan bia no se eye British style, eye American style, eye Chinese style bia pe se o pe bia no architectural view no omo betimi e design na kama pa etimi e de amount 84-bedroom house, 3-bedroom house, 2-bedroom house no aye ready bra omo so eye na enyomo enkodi enkomo omo estate den so de me pacho emu da ho pa it is even class up a flat higher bra Millennium for so eye wate na omo so to kama 2-bedroom house no me pacho enyomo negotiate promotion da so a ekoso ewo fidua we mu enti enyomo eni enkomo na emom no so enyomo edi enkomo de na me san so ka asem we di a kire wo se omo nsase so ewo ho nti me pacho mo amwa brochi na mama ofa asefo no edi musika won nsase ton no obema ofa sika se onto asase ma obeba edi weni ba be ha asase na se bi insuo mu pa e na ofa asefo no edi busu apanyifo no ene ofafo no ato edi ato wo me pacho ba ne sana na abembu aba there be Millennium for say omo ho ma wate bra omo nsase no we no wentwi bi ne ho mansun bi ne ho court nsensen bi ne ho oba o tue sika na kama no madane nkrata no so edi amount etibe kanfo Millennium Construction Company Limited edi amount enne anope pacho hiomo e wo boshen na Yas Junction na eniomo enkodi enkomo omo phone lines no na media to so edi amount pacho eniomo ndi enkomo wate from na Millennium for no omo sort out na 2-bedroom house no kwajibi land no so kwajibi da bibia intimi enko ye bet mamen kancho se me pacho adoma chede na yankopon di amount no se ebe pie yi a ubehia moa kakra na adoma chede no etime pie the silence ne Fache TV etime ahyehye we say program kama pa a sebi yede ba abeso moa mo adom achede no but this time around yede ko street for no boys na mo street no girls na mo street no me pacho mumra na mo mefa forms we no a gifted icon season 2 Jumedie Sonkokra season 1 no sene mo hu Lord Sa Lord Filippo eni omo amaka ndomi kemo a mo performing live me pacho season 2 no baso na season 2 no street edition etim pacho bra Fache TV premises na be peke wo forms wo hanom pacho ubetime hia bantama ye opposite Presbyterian Church na afenso ye ne Absa Bank no wo the same story building wo so na Absa for no wo ase etu ba pe na we wura emu kama receptionist wo honom Lina oba fe kama pa wo eni ni nkomo na onyi forms ni bi ma na onso so no fairly na audition ni drabra na be performe na yintimi embo na oda yo so apese wo yete se Stone Boy obese wo yete se Shatawale obese wo yete sa kodie me ameti he so obese wo rapport se me ya me pa chobra na ye no endi enkomo na kama na bibia intimi enkoyi emfa ma ewo aha no but emre na edru no the newspaper review and ameni menu aba efia chumwa Kaakyire ye de ebro. Now let me start with the Hawk newspaper, and the Hawk newspaper covers a lot of people on its front page, and it says that Minerals Commission missed red flags in mine deal. Also, Mofa sent you to build fertilizer plant, and also the other story says that Crab takes command of NPP chair race. Survey points to clear front runner as race forms strategic. Another story also says that High Court blows hole in OSP powers. And also, it continues to say that judge rules special prosecutor needs Attorney General's approval to bring criminal cases. And also, the National Lottery Authority chief denies pay claims, says he was denied the right to reply. And all of these stories on the front page of the Hawk newspaper.
Yeah, the Hawk, the Obokrata no, and a free and common was say and pay. Osha any monua, what the ensemble brain na ba yabu boss one wakope be a kind. Na wanya emu enti asia people no. And pay the Hawk, the Obokrata no ba ya, what the special prosecutor. Kisia Jabin in funny aba I was so hopa. na wo say court oboni ntokuro ewo OSP ni tumi emu ene sen enra high court kwa setena wonomo atemu a wode ba ye ne se OSP atenaye no eni ho kwan se wonomo de asem eba court wa bra attorney general en sanction ye kire se womo OSP for ntimi me prosecute obi a criminal cases ahodo a womo afra se kra eye ho adwuman agise OSP eko attorney general ho na womo si nkonwa wie na attorney general ejina ntumi so kase sa case we me ma kwan wo akọ prosecute kwana kobo kwa edu ni nyina na ye hwe ba bia court ebedi asem no afa enya sa de a OSP sa tumi no enkura no na eno na the hawk the bureaucrat aro de ho asem aben na wo hwa ni mu a wase minerals commission for enka wo mo ye di o my Ghana hwamo wo mo nyankra di awie fi se his gold fields for ya wo mo na odi bogoso prestia man e ma wonom na adwuma no wonom age dada na wase sa my deal no na wonom ye no na franka akoko bebre wom red flags ya na sese wonom tena se na wo hwe ne yie na wonom ehunu se ne obetoto niema emfa wo ha mre o man ne da ache na so womo anye ne sa wonom tutu mampama America wo pentem eye adwuma no e na wonom de ekoma Heath Goldfields na said the hawk the bureaucrat e kire no sa Heath Goldfields no kra no asa Ghana ha womo din hyeda enkwa ni mu ubodi no a eden se nipa binum betimi identify womo e na womo adwuma ye mu akade ne se ne womo ejina biate no womo susu se ewo fom e na mining commission and as a minerals commission e de deal no ekoma wonom na fei mofa any sentuo deal ye na no ekoso ema wo sofo a wo hwenuane ne kuadwuma so yewra erikopoku bebo ho amane no the hawk say womo ba besi fertilizer plant e wo Ghana ha enti sese de wo ya asase yie no womo nkwa ama no ne nkokra ma Ghana ha ya na sentuo ekuo no wono aye na afei mofa so akofa bi se de be ya Ghana ekuafo wono nsa ebeka biem enele pani yi anansen wo so akohan dan bi na hu sikasem ne ntutue bebre aye nkomodie no ena waba abonten ede abeto dwase pay hu asem ankrofo kasa rent no nokura bia anim na asasem no ebobo ba no wo ama ne kwan ama wankire ne nsemu enti hu asem eda ha MPP amanyokuo no hwese wo beto aba no mayi wo makandifo woni a obedi party ni onim se chairman secretary eni adea na kuku dam mako num ene omfoni eda the hawk animo na wose same crab ehiri edin kai bibia kire se opani no wo front runner won ma play chairmanship position nyina wono ena wahiri edin kai the hawk
Afia ye beto aso na menya lawyer Nana Oseyaw ewo ahoma no so wonso na medi nkomo concerning OSP omon nkoma abano and I think say the hawk newspaper so etimi a capture ewo hadam lawyer good morning
yeah me josun ya
na bacho bibi aboko de
boko
anopenzo so no me tiene se ampesi kakra ni siso a o twen se o bebubu ahye ansa na waka office
ni dialogue pa
mate lawyer ending komo na OSP any attorney general en komo na ewa hanom but then ma mini can be say what is your observation about OSP any attorney general prosecutorial powers no what's your observation about that your observation say I was say OSP enya 2 minute free attorney general I mean per the constitution I think say it is right but then it should be say I was say chinchina OSP enya sa 2 minute free attorney general and sana wa prosecute in Crawford e in Kroma Hanumana
yo we have that the is the way you are saying so I was constitutionally right if you say right there let's never know who you it's never any who you see yeah me mu kana ho edu ni bia So when you have a try, pass out the crown among who will be a king. One really, yeah, that will be so one to say. Let me know. Yes, I push you.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss Yes, and a lawyer. Necessity will be in the home memoir. I did you a bar. Lawyer, you do any. This is dear, baby. Or no one addition and the dear to Kutiana baby people. Or more OSP Ray. And Uncle on the bar say. OSP Rana. More than a sign. The such constitution in one. OSP now must say, obey independent. And then only independent. Now, the capacity be a say, may you one of Casa Assembly.
Okay.
Say, Sadia no I 2 amount, and may I the Papa be my and the Sasu Betia Constitution. Now, Omukasa Entia Constitution, and Omuya Mrano, a crime of pass a year, and the same. Yememuha, Ubia Niva, Ubetia Bobby Purdy, and Nakudina Court. I'm a Jinasem. I'm an Egyptian, and now what before. Abra, any attorney general, and I'm on a point. Article 88 plus 3. Okay. Constitution, 1992.
Okay.
And it's a woman, maybe. Now, so, Abema, Pasuma say independent. Oh, here will be a. Now, Kokem Ranimu. OS Imrano. Now, I say, obey prosecution, you know, on the authority of the Attorney General. Meaning, I know you're independent. No, you know, come on, lady. No, you're independent.
Debbie.
It's who jealous, now you are looking for independent. Number random forces are. That will be challenging.
No correct. No correct.
No, be challenging. Go for the thing. Then the boy you swan one. Officer Emremu. Emrano Enchayino. A bit more challenging. For challenging a court in the Argentina. Court in the Argentina, see a rule of law.
No correct.
And
no correct.
In fact, so many of them query. Now, a special prosecutor and I want to query. Let me catch you need to me. If the court is to me or war and our own enemy. A Basana court mission. Not court in the media, didn't say only to me and pa. It's not a chairman. If you have
there's a lawyer. Matthias, there's a lawyer in a way. Now, I say yes, suppress the power of OSP. Jumedi and Kasa Ukrubao.
Baby, you know, I'm just asking now. Let us be our own chat here. What's she dying? 1 and 2 foundation. Foundation, no to your cry. What am I yet doing? Who's she dying? This is what they're negotiating. But this was a move. You see, a Hindi. Oh, why now? I said Daniel Pasebu.
I said Daniel Pasebu kakra.
While few more. It will working.
Will work.
It in Koma Yedi, the mean can say. And yet, Obia, for the Asanako court. A parliament, as you said, Amrano. I can't say. OSP, you are obeying. A butter or court one. A attorney general 2 minutes to the court. On the butter, probably Manacomo, you no my kind. Yeah, Dino, political football.
Yes, okay.
So, any buy young Wasso, and any buy and yeah. And you understand, you know. How do I hear him running? I see OSP, I independent. Lay no question and Manama independent. I don't know, correct. For sure, OSP Mranoa. They said the long title. It's wrong. We are going to are forgetting the kind. Long title, no. Every was say the OSP will prosecute on the authority of the Attorney General. Society na ma and Kamali in our grand papa. Many of them out there.
But what I say, pa?
Aha, it is a OSP no entire constitution no. Ni fano a say ye ba bo ko adu akodina court adi wasem a ya kan general nko an betimi aye obi hu ko betimi aye a this attorney general man kwan it's on the authority of the attorney general sa na kire the almost the police vote in court almost ya bo obi ko adu ye di na tem sa tumi na police ni di na court ni attorney general na di amano ni awunja
minimpa.
Thank you. And he tells you say ya mamu hanu yoko any other investigative body for you is the money we are or no one in bank court. This attorney general because constitution na yen ta.
Yeah.
It is a OSP office no. And yes, almost somebody should tell me. No, we are attorney general the Akokota. It doesn't be any hope. Tell the police boy, you know. Tell the Yoko boy, you know. Tell the DNI for NI before you. Police before you. How can I say? Or no, I bet me the Akokot. The constitution will say, Obi to Soviet who bet me a this attorney general. There's a attorney general can say, oh, Saki is you go over Yemi. Magic and Utimia is all your judgment. Magic from someone. And then I always read Maka.
Now, lawyer, Bepacho, enkomoya wudi ni rules ya utimi explain out the mami. Not be say so all these were OSP a day amount for eco court because per the rules na kind attorney general and kwan betimi ama kwan ama or the eco court na bibia etimi akoye. But then so all these were OSP in common na OD ewo court ne sa ne emane illegal na and emane say it wasn't without the authorization of AG. In a name manako, and to me, because money illegal now, all this way now.
You see, Obin challenge the idea of court one. Illegal, name no you. And you cry, and you are doing a yamra. It's me permit to make never be a only to me. and come the mom so be challenge dia e to am putu ni mu a won tin kankan enti obi challenge ya na kokoto a apel na court ni be che na gine afa de ni faran dia ban ho say oh wo say OSP oni tumi okay ya he enti enti na so oni tumi na watch your wagini na wo mu a eso mbe depend ni to do e dia ba be chire de nti a o tumi na wo chira enye wagini keke ife wo so wo mbe gina so na mana wo gina so ni ni kete wo pa ni your constitution
okay
bia ni ho a mutual constitution ni and only the supreme law of the land.
Okay.
If the constitution is canon or what? Not be people in the boy black pet. The end boy black free law. The constitution is free law.
Okay.
And Rapo for one. And the constitution is a boy black. And they say free law. And you say, Obidia Cocoa. Na o challenge ya boy na the court ni be ba bontin say OSP so betimi aye bibi ana ontimi nye bibi in this case obetimi bi asma ko obetimi bo bi na ko gina court gina sem court na no asma be ban e no na ye gina e be di so na se ba bontin a ba be hye ne ma so se na bi a constitution aka ana o atimra ne kan na nso bi a say na court ni bu no ba on the court ni ya adwino ni court ni ya adwino o mo na wo tumi so mo kire emra ni mo ma kire
lawyer me ba finally Matthias lawyer but finally mami bisa we pacho high court what that prosecutorial powers ne say to me they say obey determine I mean prosecutorial powers to kind of say OSP ne AG banter no because na be say ke Supreme Court na betimi determine that powers no
Supreme Court na what to say Secretary wo emre bi ho a Supreme Court na be chichi mu say ampa emra we say ana say sai juma no Supreme Court nko na etimi ye aha na ebi wo ho a ne gina ekwan a obi afa so bi court ebi a wo high court na wa ko kan say oh you know pastor me wa he woni tumi na so woni tumi dia na ebi a court na che na gele court che na gele ana say a lower court che na gele it's a high court what is the two Supreme Court one high court wo from then say judge bi che na gele so OSP need to me say about prosecuting or don't go for Babina court. I mean, I do a massamo. Now, Obi Tiasia. Only a COVID Macassabi. Oh, high court, we need to me. A constitution in a wood church you. And as I'm running a wood church you. Say, Sam Padia, may Supreme Court and a bit me. Maybe our mother actually. Nobody go Supreme Court. The Supreme Court in church but not the make anything. The Obia by your court be no. What be out to me? It is what the was say. To me be a court be the year maybe no. Court no near. No why the cost because of the cost why appeal. And now a choir and brother si person.
Okay.
Tell me the catch on. A bad remun to Chimua. So So and see what I have Bambremwa. MP Supreme Court and a church. Constitution is our 2 number of almost a year, but about Vieno. A whole million baby so. These are actually almost a sound wagon. These are the cost of every Supreme Court. I think I will need the piece from Sobermu into Montange. I will tell you so more. What is the sound wagon? In Yasobia, in Jisua, the whole Anakaho. But not to be making a thing.
But as a lawyer.
And he a problem. Yeah, Ranua. Yeah, young Shem Ranaki. Yeah, a home politics.
Lawyer. Mami bisa question we answer na me be refi. They say OSPA or Supreme Court or challenge that decision nearby no. Na bi bisa say ebetime overturn decision di ama OSPA na.
Oh, the bisa me menye court. Na menye Supreme Court. Me dey be dey say so the who can hear the crampa. Legislation. Every different rule of law.
Yeah, what the can
Akadi wa ntiase na pambra kwa so me dey come ani o ja se
no correct
ni nyina no ayemra no anya ye hwe finally uko as if you court catch you say the high court ne kan no oni timi so kasa enye no kra nyina ebeti Supreme Court no sugar the high court ne kan nyina so de ma ye ne de eno anu no so a nyina ebeti but what they make an say? And yet, the Governor Bontia Mokana Kutia fight against corruption. This and never crown and
okay.
Because we share figures no over the years. Ghana, you fight against corruption. The Attorney General's office now.
Yeah.
That office we minister in the deputy figure. Almost political appointees. Ebi aye no home fear biasa. Ebi a home fear diunu. Omo ho bebre. Aban bako omo ho. All the corruption cases are what say aye over the years nina. The Attorney General's office na here.
Okay.
And you see then all of a sudden OSP aba. You say na mdo wan say nkwan there. Na mo mi anka ma no ko wi say the OSP no office to the service in Niwa, a charter fight corruption.
Oh, okay.
Matthias
here, after Matthias here, pa.
Sergeant will be over there, like the Namana could be Sabian. That will Busan say, OSP office in Mayano. Now I am fighting corruption with Memuhan.
They fight it.
And our corruption, no. He said, OSP office in Kwan, says, Saturday, Busan say, so far. 2017 now, office in the Bayern. Next year, 10 years. How many of corruption cases and OSP office in are prosecuted?
Are prosecuted.
And I do not say now, Attorney General's office are prosecuted. What to do?
No correct. Lawyer, I don't pay me that was a pa. Lawyer, me that was a pa. Watch it, you mama. Say be Atias, I don't pay me that was a pa. So many lawyer Nanaya or say ena edi nkomo ewa hano. But let's continue with the newspaper. Now the dispatch says that Mahama cautions against late night eating as Ghana tackles NCD crisis, and also 6 leading members battle to be national chairman of the NPP, and he asked that question that who wins that particular chairmanship race in NPP. And also the other story says that the VP, Professor Jane, has a very good chance of winning 2028 elections for NDC, says PNP guru. And also the other stories also says that IGP promotes 7 police officers after deadly anti-robbery operations. That is Tete Yohoni doing that on the front page of the Dispatch newspaper.
The Dispatch, the Ubokrata no ena yede etwaso na wo hwe ni mu a Omampani John Dramani Mahama edaho. Ni nyina ye free primary health care program ye nra mampani ene mpanimfo bo dwadata ewo Shai Osudoku District Hospital ya wo mo pa hontoma na mampani say free primary health care no wo mo ni swade hunu titiro pa ne se wo be kire wo manfo asetena pa ehwo anamontuo se de be ya obia enye eniema ebetumi akofa wo hawa bra na pomuden ansana yatutu mirika se yepe wo haw no aba no ano pomasibre yenti free primary health care no edin chire ba na mampani edikan eno ode afutuo ema Ghana adehye se ade sa na komode wo se de yankora apensuo bi nanom enkodi aduane te se banku beye anwumre no so na nwotwempa mu wada ade nche no na wankasa kora wa ye cheko wo ye ne sa na ogige bro egu ho so daache yade ye bekwa akofa abra wo no bia na wantumi anso ano eno nti yammo abrabopa na etimi aboa ama ya pomudin agina bra ne se de be ya enkohia kora so obekọ hospital free primary health care no de nkyerɛkyerɛ ne ba na non communicable diseases ahodoɔ so ya enini patie no wɔn mo hwɛ na wasan aso ano eno nti enura free primary health care wɔ pa ho ntoma no enkomo baako a efiri mu eba ye enonom na vice president professor J na opoko adwumara ne mfoni eda hai PNP guru BSA mami wo hwɛ sɛne wogina mo sa vice president na wo bɔ adwuma eboa no a wogidi sɛ wobetumi agina yie ede ama NDC amanyoko no 2028 elections mu ebra won mo yi no sɛ won franka tuni the chances e wo soro pa ye ebeboa afei dispatch said NPP amanyoko no won mo chairmanship race a eba na nipa nsia won mo nyina di akotene wa amanyoko no mo asɔre agina sɛ won mo be presa tumi no enra ye bo amane senka akronforamfo bi ekɔ akɔbɔkro no wɔtabampotam ho aprosifo nso bi ma wɔn ho ye ha wɔn mo ekɔsɔ saa akrono bono ano IGP edi promotion esefata ama wɔn kyerɛ sɛ wabɔ wɔn mo abaso ɛwɔ adwumaden ya wɔn mo ayɛ wanwene wɔn kwa ho na wɔde wɔn kwa to hɔ senka sɛ de tie bia wɔde bɛbɔ afɔde ama ɔman Ghana ɛne ɔman ne bambo wɔn mo afiri mu afi asomdwe ne nkwa ho sɛ mu de na wasefata so ma wɔn kosua bi edie ente ho abasobo na IGP edi ama wɔn the Daily Dispatch.
And also let's continue with the Women and Leadership newspaper, and then it starts with Spain Ghana strengthening collaboration on women's education through scholarship. And also Joanna Jan Kojo donates 1.5 million Ghana citizen medical equipment to boost healthcare in Amenfi Central. And the other stories also on the front page says that Ghana declares first marine protected area to safeguard coastal future. That is Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman. That is the vice president on that particular story. And also balancing compliance and trade. Stakeholders chart way forward on free zones directive. And also Ghana Gas denies procurement insurance inappropriately claims. All of these stories on the Women and Leadership newspaper. Women and Leadership. The Obokrata and Ayade etwas were ma any akenye. Ta the Obokrata idea a man kwan will promote one said the bear or manfo who said masu wo mu a ye na wo hwa ni mu a de ma bebre mfoni aba wodi won ho nkomo di kan ma me na mo lati a wo ye osofo ya ma me ne nkwada ye die so gender minister na wo say oh my Ghana any Spain aka won ho abomu a wonom yire wa yonkofa mu pa de efa ema enwomasi anase ema entete ene nkyerɛkyerɛ emu sɛ de beya ema so ebetimi agina brane na wo mo adwene mu adɔ akɔ akyiri akɔnua sanyina so na wo mo ye ne san wo ma wonom ensiachi ban scholarships na etimi apia wonom ewo wo ma brabo mu ba bia wo pesa wo de won tente ekɔbɔ ewo wo mo adesua ene empowerment emu afei wo de osoafo ya wo hwɛ adwadie eso Mame Elizabeth Ofosu ajare wono nso mfoni aba na wo kyerɛ sɛ de be ya Ghana adwadie mu emra ne nhyehyɛ so die bɛkɔ so pɛpɛɛpɛ nti no wono mo asi nkonwa ɛtoto niema sɛ de be ya obedi free zones ho nkɔmmɔ na etimi aboa ma obia wo hyɛ adwadie asoɛyɛ no ase no wadi mra ne nhyehyɛ so pɛpɛɛpɛ Joanna Jan Kojo wono nso Amenfi Central mrahye bedwanim
waye nyame so adwuma the medical equipment ya ebeboa ma apomde ho nsem afa ne ntuma pefa ne bosom 1.5 million Ghana cedis akoma Amenfi Central sa wo mfa mo apomden Vice President daha eno eye amane a eno aye boy yes wo ye amane ehwe yes keep 3 points o my Ghana echafa ya ewo ewiase pomu no ombehwe na wo mo aboho ban enu nti wadi ho nkomo ewo women and leadership emo Ghana gas for so ababontene maami oda ho emigiri se wo mo pani pa e na wo kire se nansen procurement any insurance ho nsensem bia ba omanfo ahya asetene sa ewo wono so enokre bia nim to ma babonten a wo deny wo de pedal bokrata women and leadership ne kenkan wo behunu se ma konkan ewo bibia emu.
And let's continue with the Business Analyst newspaper, and then it says that OSP heads to Supreme Court over stripping of 8 prosecutorial powers on the front page of the Business Analyst. And also the other story says that free care at your doorsteps. President Mahama launches free primary health care to complement NHIS. And also the business market rate indicators are also being explained on the front page here. And the other story says that relief at the pumps. Government cuts fuel costs, burden temporarily. And also the other story says that free primary health care to provide financial protection and expand access. Health Minister Kwabena Akando on that particular statement. And also producer price inflation increases marginally to 1.5%. All of these stories on the front page of the Business Analyst newspaper.
Business Analyst the Obokrata no eba no pay a wode special prosecutor kisi ejaben ni mfoni aba and was senra high court ruling no eba ye se won mo gye ni tumi a wode boko adu afri ni nsemo e dia ma attorney general anaso obetumi akoboko adu a gye se wakogye tumi afri attorney general ho ansana wakọ court no wose wonte ne ho asenti wode ko Supreme Court ene Ghana court nyina ba time no na won ma kire nsem no mu yie na ebi obetumi akodi nkuni mu ho bi so Supreme Court betumi akasa de high court kan ye no ne kwan so a no ti okodura ene ebehunu ne ebefiri mu aba afei won mo bo amane se free primary health care no amampani Mahama epa ho ntoma no wose we di apomdenje papa aben waboboa no pepepe ankane no na sa wote district bi mu na eho ukura wote mu ne underserved eho nye baabi ampunto hyada koso bebre mu ni apomde atena ya na wo yare a gise ufa sika no Africa akọ district capital no akọja yare sa na ni nyina tu betwa esan free primary health care ya ebanom mampani John Dramani Mahama se wo de apomde no ben Ghana for aboboa no free primary health care sensem ya ene ewra kwabna menta akando so afọ ya wo hye apomde enwo nsem so kire se ebeboa ama Ghana for etimi abo wonsika ho eban na san atretre apomde je entaban mu na akomya nyina afei wo se inflation we producer price inflation se baabi a wonu mo ade no wo koto ne boya ewo ho no producer no a wono produce na ade ne nsem no a wo kwaje ade no afri no eho bono apeja kakra 1.5% ohamunchemu baako achiripo enum enti eho amane edaha ene anopai en wose sesei Ghana ayi oman adehye no ekomu adeso kakra ene sen mampani ene aban abebo amane se fuel pumps ho no ukona akobu fuel a liter bia so no mo behwe no mafa 2 Ghana cedis e free so ompawi na opedie
mamembo wonka yese obetimi afre na one mampanyi enso so etimi di nkomo ewo yedwumedi so na ofre so anu afre ewo 0206334646 0206334646 obesa so etimi afre ewo 0206334747 na one mampanyi edi nkomo enwo ye kasa fidie we so fache Daybreak. Let me continue with the other newspaper, and then I continue with the Chronicle newspaper, and it says that final nail in OSP's coffin, that is anti-corruption body stripped of prosecutorial powers, but Ejabin vows Supreme Court battle. And the other stories also on the Chronicle newspaper says that traditional priest gripe over revocation of McDan Aviation's license. And also the Chronicle has debunked a correction statement on its newspaper, and it says that we reported yesterday that IGP Yohonu had promoted 10 plucky cops who fueled in the armed robbery attack in Tema. The number of personnel promoted in actual was 7 and not 10 as reported. The error is deeply regretted. The editor of the Chronicle has made this correction. All of these on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper.
The Chronicle, the Kratano Eba ene anopeya and sama wadiaba yamono tau OSP sensemi eda hanwasi OSP swantiase into oko Supreme Court na empenifo ashe akanasem ni bi amanosana na nanma hemfo ye won kramantemu wo so ani abrepa guso ene Ghana Airport Company HIAM so nyina ye Magdan ono ankasa asase bi omode ma no a na wode run ne private jet ni ade a wo mo agye free ni nsem no saa na Chronicle se enra mane a wo mo de ba ya yenso ye kan bie na wo se aprosifo ya IGP bo won maba so e wo tema robbery no wo mo ekosai no wo mo yedu we de wo mo apacho se afei no wo matietie mu na ye nso enti o ha bia de ba ya wo manfo etie ne nra no mo mfa nche the Chronicle.
Ajiman Ofrefri Univalley uwa homa no so anopei woni mampanyi eni nkomo. Good morning Ajiman.
Ina pa mo to say.
Nyame adom Ajiman me hoye pa so bibia boko de.
Bibia boko.
Anopei anopei ni mampanyi kaza.
Kuma sifunya especially in check sen kuma yura. Atiko ko so. Se biasi nyina be bona baso. Binya me nya santinio.
Okay.
Nso yura sante hene. Ma tuni desa wa Ghana hene. Yo yeno. Wa ya Ghana hene. Me sata tene mi amano. Opompo.
O ya Ghana hene.
Mina me kacho is the king of Ghana.
Okay.
Ano dia opa unti asa kono ko sipo. Ni wa yeno ni ba no so betaye bi. Yam pamu ni aka no kore. No. It's a epitome of kinship in the whole of Africa.
Wow.
We be ever born about so.
Na Nejumedi no untimi fa bi ntudwa.
Oh, minia, me kasa me boba wo mrenti. Wa fe ya na watwa so. Nti e be sha da be fufu mu ye ne de ruba ho asem na ba ye na be trust ne aka.
Mate.
The way you know. He stands out. O get me the meso anya bia. Na Ghana. O man panyina o mo twa ko Fourth Republic. E bad ya drina nye ran o meta to na o mba pana chewo. Nti ano mama fan tron adakam. I am repam e baka ho asam.
Okay.
First of all, you don't need President Mahama so Kaakyire say me ni dia na jo. Are we saying you study way ana? A person who boost up more. Oh, I ain't new to be. Yeah, Mahama, let us go. Yeah. Then I'm telephone. I'm going to Diana Jomina. The one is my one as well. Then I'm not Diana Jo. But yet, only the child. It's not about what did the Anna do. It's about activities. You know. Because you didn't know. Oh. You did at the year activities.
But say or my caution say and you ready you know ya yente so kakra.
I agree. But as since you need one I can't get him. The man fan to na record. Yeah, for price increase. Many 20 cities now say you free for us no. I did this no. Many anya no grow. Yeah, I am to move and have back and also absorb. And this is a hello.
BT pa.
I am to move and have back and was say, say you know, absorb when say pricing window no. Every 2 weeks down to. I think about 19 cities. And was stand to move where Quabba to one just what. It's in the idea that's what you have to so. First of all, I just say. Before say Ramahama Bano, me and you want to be a to fall too. People should take note.
But
in fact, one cemented 5 persons and 2 fuel. So,
but yeah, that's the first way to be fair. I only mampenyi etimi kasai. Mamin king kind messages kakra. War Facebook enfamau na mentoaso enfamau. Wait free Tiflos I'm here junior. I say you are doing well. Keep it up. Greetings to the entire team. And also Ediaba Ewaha. Wait free great Mugabe. I say watching the show live from Brekum Kutre number 1. And now also Eddie Abba. We're so free AJ Jumo Mace. Also good morning Maestro and Afia Kaakyire. I thought you guys are in Accra until my friend told me you are in Kumasi. Your standard is still there with those in Accra. Keep it up. And now also Eddie Abba. That's a pan ever. We're so free John Kofor. Good morning Kojo and Maestro. Good show by all standard. And Odiaba Opoku Justice. I said good morning my big family at Fache TV. And also Eddie Abba Ewahano. Master Wood Kumasi Bantama. Or say 21st century, and we still face these administrative challenges as a country. The government should listen to the cry of teachers who worked for years without their arrears are being paid. The previous administration settled and employed them with financial clearance, and it was part of the presidential transition team that reported that they will pay. The NDC government always been unfair to teachers. Baumia Twaso 2028. Regards to Honorable Sampine, National Affairs Vice Chairman, hopeful. And also Ede Aba Ewo Ahano Mukoko Krache Obuase. And also say Mahama is the hope in 2024 election. Where is the hope for cocoa farmers, teachers, imports and exporters at the port today? Odo adadayen, odo ediyen, ewu, eye zu, eye azan, and also so. Ede Aba. Eja Pia Ewa Homano so. Eja, Yenin Komo, good morning.
Good morning.
About your name and penny Kasama.
Yo, me on Penica. I'm Penica in Ukraine. Yeah, in Anzan, Kanyani and you. My penny high, Papa. Oh, I think you are about. I can hear you doing and now it's got watching. I didn't know why it's that. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I just got to talk and go to the I'm going to buy a tongue of them. I'm going to go to the eye. Oh, I want to go. I'm going to go. Yes, then, on the job, I stand out and let's go to work. And I'll come with you. Yes, then, on to many. And then why?
Yes, so yeda say ewo ahano mamin kind last one na yemfa mampanyin komono ensi ewo ha enti we so every Kofi Sechi Manfred or say solid show Fache TV and also so Ede Aba ewo ahano ma Kaakyire there be obisi odimse ewo akra na odimse
ai
they also to me I don't know we Fache TV and they to understand that no ha na bibia o
enye bibi papa bia na nkran kwa na wo
da bi kuruma so bibi wa
bibi wo kumase bantama
yes
te wunya hu ye nene na obi aka kire wa Fache TV ye wo kumase bantama nti wo kra wo di dwuma bi a wotumi ba na ye bo hu da roma se de wo hu se standard na wo soro no wo hu se wadwa tonde ne Fache TV a
yes
ebe boa ama nipa nyina te wo nka bo ma hu product no ye betire mu yie so na ya ton ni yie na wani age ho na customers so apu abeto enti ye wo kumase bantama Fache TV no anwu yen kama ni da ho clear no ye ni nkran ye wo kumase bantama ha ya nti ye fa akwanya so aton sa fre brands nyina mo de momrai na mo ne ye medidwa na mo a you will see improvement ya ebebem
but anopei se emre ebemwa ye ne ofa Kojo Marfo ebedi nkomo ewo ejumedie we so we say offer is in a project with the Environmental Protection Agency na ejumedie na would ne me say ano ne offer but me buzan say baby okokoko no enya se keto because anopei video bi odi amma me wa hanu no enya se keto offer you need to cheaper na ye hese emre ebemwa ye no ebedi nkomo ye ni nkomo hello good morning
Good morning, Diet.
Bacho, Bibi Abokode. Miss Mehoyapa, any man paying in common.
Yo, Medawa. Fire seven. Micha, Miss Kaka. Yes, I buy. Musang Kofina, I'm not paying $600 million back from the deal. That's about for my way. I have an idea for this. Moi, pourquoi vous comment dire que je à l'instant, moi, ça, c'est ça, il y a un amour, comment dire que je au Dubaï, ou des cas au Dubaï. Moi, maintenant, qu'on y a dit, ça, mon problème, à Dame. Moi, tu m'as tiré la vie, au Dubaï, moi, tu m'as dit, à des filles, ou à bas, vous m'avez demandé de vous faire, moi, il est mais d'avoir dit, il est que Mubaya na o sakete o ti le market a o ye ni buy the crowd by 1 million. So I'm interested to buy it to any plan for it million. In this type of way money ya biama. And before money bad. When the market papa bi am buy 8 years to Ghana how much is that? Satra the market take the month by. Kete ye o mama le ye o ye bi o ye to market central. Mubaya munchira market back ana school back one meeting. Akufado bana so omama ya 350 new technology. Munchira one single one of my Ghana idea. When na mani mutu na kaka everything more. Yes, there moment one thing that na kamo kin ifa mo bo ma Ghana man ya. Akamo ba mo ya. Mo betu kat 122 billion Ghana cedi.
Yate. Yeah, that's a pa Munia, but that's a pa say what be friend and man penny eti be din komo na nkomo bi wa ha na me twa me ho ba me di ho nkomo kakra because I don't understand the reason why teachers ebe ye adwuma for 18 months na ye be posti amount for your makoye adwuma na ye be mo bi be ye 2 months pe na de aka na de ye se ye mfa mbom currently as we speak teachers for no akoshin Ministry of Finance say so mentria or marius na mfa mo a omo be demonstration on be hit grounds aye demonstration na meba ye be di nkomo my pound for are ready e wo mechia me nyomo ba be di nkomo e twa me ho ama meba pe intellectual discussion no ye le chance e wo fache Daybreak jubedie so be ba sisia. Ediama offer Kojo Edi Amau na eneno my pound for are you ready? Am I ready? I'm in your mobile bidding como papa. Mr. Abraham Alokore Ewahanum or a media practitioner or Wahanuma Meneno Ebabidi in como Ewaha Sansuna Prince Techi and so a public interest advocate. On also Ewahanuma Meneno Ebabidi in como Ewahanuma Enchibia Mr. Emmanuel Botri Senior so Ebabe Kaminsa or no lecturer ewo used on Obabe Kaminsa didn't come on Ashisha so Amabibia Etimia Koye bet and then no young common more the pa because me sha se no be the kind din komo e ka kire say enra NPP etimi a press conference na omo meetings and for no omo enum asem omo di tu dwan say President Mahama no or ya intolerant kakra because say o criticize na wape kwan bi so apenkrofo ni aba becho na omo feel say the rate at which a yechi NPP for do na no e wo krom hanom no enye emra kwan so and a year John Dramani Mahama epe ede chimkrofo ewo krom ha na omo so kasa say emre dane and as a power ne dane a omo so ba ba mu a de omo de ye omo no the same thing and na omo so ede be ye NDC for no abra omo so ebeko opposition nene enkomodo dodo na no ebegina so say odo o text WhatsApp message no ebetimi abrain on 0207543637 what the bar na also ode wadwen kire atato e de amai semre be mu a yebebie phone lines no afre na also wa kire wadwen e won komo aye ba bedi e wa hanom also on another story ba bedi nkomo e government enra communications every office of the president eba say obabe absorb 2 cities on diesel sebi eba be cost no de or absorb 2 cities no but enye permanent temporary and or absorb also 36 pesos also on petrol government no air fan waka e dem adraba for no se bia ye yete o man we mu so no ye so ye ho ebetimi atoyen se ne wote ye ewo ye nkoma ye twetwen ye with lawyer nana ya osay no wote nkoma se ne isi ko ye na mibisa se OSP se say no high court stripping the prosecutorial power no edi free nsem no right say high court etimi edi say dwumadi na na ho nkomo no ene wa hanoma ye ba bedi nkomo mebedwafo me wa kwa ba
Only I just so
yes it's Maestro yes now we are done
we also I father pay
so high
Mr. Abraham, I'm sure as you also na yindi nkomo kakra but before say me ba Abraham so no say enra video no are ready anka yinti na yembra sesia concerning the NPP omo press conference omo ye in enra na kayinti na yembra sesia.
Motivated arrest. And it's sad, but that is why I'm actually in red. And also unwarranted prosecution of MPP communicators. Yesterday, what happened in court is a clear case of when a judge assumes or replaces a prosecutor and execute orders from above. A judge who is supposed to be an independent arbiter. Ladies and gentlemen, the arrest of and remand of Baba Amandu is a state-sponsored political abduction disguised as law enforcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we condemn the abuse of judicial power to criminalize free speech and oppress dissent.
Oye nufruwa say edis aban sika ye nie sa suban na omoda na de ebra omoba aban mu no ne ka so ma ba foforo nti say de omasesa sa suban na NDC for that room ebra bia asem kase besu o mami efa aban no ho na aban nanim gu ase no na so mu ye bibi e betwe Ghana fo adwene afiri so ene LGBTQ wasem ade aban ne share board bra no opposition so oba within 3 months no be pass sa emra no ene Ghana fo busa na o ma peni ma se nya ade ehia sesi asem aba asofofo ka ho asem Ghana fo ka ho asem obi eche ne ho adwene no aban ne pese yi Ghana fo adwene free so nti sade a e be chechi opponents for then no be news eno NPP yes our friend central phobia ya branch ba ko efem baba Amando oye communication officer o Sunyan East e kwan this before yera yewonu enam so ma na nemnante ekwache no ebe ade ne court ensem esi so asabi etiamra a enya de papa no yes aba monim biem ama mahu kwan a endi sabade no mafa so na me fa sa akwa we so abo yera IGP kokko say yenim se o mampani ma na yi no na so won ka hu se atade ehye no se be buo ni di wum to no ma bia ne nkrofo ye a wonim pefe se emfa mra kwa mu enye papa no eni kwa so se bia nkrofo mo ti social media o mo twan pipi penifo adapa o mo didi ye raba o myam atem o mo didi MPP fo penifo ye rakufo adu atem ye ra IGP wonu ohun yana enna aseme ye
enti we ne enkomo a GFK editor central for anim abra ocean central for na odi eto manim say President John Dramani Mahama ay intolerant kakra concerning criticism sa ekoso e wo na so ye but mami fan to anim say emrebe mu kakra bi amene of Kojo Marfo ebedi nkomo e wa homa no so menya ntie say EPA Environmental Protection Agency and Central for etimi akopiem e wo Lake Bosomtwe upon some encroachment kakribia ekoso land encroachment bi ekoso e wo Lake Bosomtwe me ne bedi nkomo na ya hwe saa asem se ni sitie pote pa e wo Lake Bosomtwe e wo fache Daybreak jumedi so enti nkomo na ye tene se enkrofo ahya se e develop insase no insase na wo lake nchen kakra no enkrofo ahya se a omosisi adan e wo ho enti ye kwa ye need ye chi because EPA any central for akopiem wo honom a ofa Kojo Marfo so e wo honom enti ye bedi ho nkomo emre esem but ma membra Abraham alokore ho ne yenhye nkomo na say efem free e honom Mr. Abraham, good morning BM.
Me just mean me check for nyina so na ya do ma so mo hwe na no pe
so wi agoko
nyankopan do mo nko ho edie
ye yes I say GFK na tin nka no is it on a good motive say MPP ebedi sankomo because I'm looking from a different perspective say when they were in power Jomudi NDC for no because I saw some innocent people there they were criticizing the government that NPP hand them as Santa Nobeka yomu two didn't say a Rambo style approach and on Modejichi. Now power no attorney yeah the same thing applied to their people within the NPP. Do you think say it was the right decision? And I say press conference na NPP for you know was it on the right course? And nobody said you know.
Near the can make us say ekobia wo mem ha be friends central for the and some don akoma so na ne me ha omo aton central for enim na omo so aboho de hodi a kire Ghana ma nyina na ye emra ene ma ho kwanti de broadcast because omo constitutional right
okay
ti ano de mini ho asem bia ka MPP every right say so omo gidi say ne ma bi ikoso a e wo omo a itia nipa bia omo eben omo ana omo wo sa amanyuko ni na ese Ghana fo hu na bia Ghana fo de omo anu tum na se bia mpanimfo omo betun aye ho bibi no ekodu omo anim a omo tun aye ho bibi ano de e omo ankasa emra fa ho de omo so betun aye sa but winning me a big problem with how I see approach and same bit to say the namsoma MPP for koye press conference Nana Boache ene Justin Kodia ekasa awase no
okay
also ukasa emo ka say time MPP or power no almost echiche nkofo bia na ibikra yesi omo innocent na de ekeka and only problem kese a ye wo ewo mem ha say yentumi nte emra emfi eye amamuo Emra yemra amemu ya amemu. Ye woni pa ye omo say omo bebu oman yi. Omo dwumadi omo edi. Saa ni pakuo na ankasa mpo no omo dwumadi omo di na emra ewo ho. Nti so omo bu mra na omo fom mra. Emra no betumi ne omo ayeden edi. Ye wo oman mu ha ye hu say ye wo politicians omo na ebu oman ya omo to mra emra ne omo di. Ye beka president Kufuor penso Malamisa ye diskama na say onfa nkoma Black Stars atan no ye sports minister as kan ko fa na so yira no emra ni die even though no o abemu
mekai pa
nana Kufuor apenso Madam Cecilia Dapa ensensen bi fa na ho no o man pani na ka say omo emra hye omo nsa na hwehwem say no kra bi o ma omo fa na fa mra kwan so na sem kopi court na de ekeka ho President Mahama, the first time Oba amemu no, 2013 to 2016. Onwa ni memu ni na bemu ni Mr. Abuga Pele issue no. Emra enemy die wa bra ye hu say wafo emra. Nti ade nti na ye manana citizens no. Se asem biba na se efamra ho na se apolicefoɔ anaasɛ mmra ɔmo a ɛhwɛ mmra nhyehyɛ so wɔ memu ha no eka se me ametie yi mafom na ɛsɛ ye fame ne ye kɔ hwehwɛ mu se mafom ampa ye de makogina asenie bia na amanyofo na amanyokofo te se MPP ne ndi so mafa saa asem na de aye ɔmo asem nipa mienu a ɛyɛ MPP ɔmo press conference abrante friend baba amandui ɛne ɛyɛ abronye DC ensema ya form wo ho no emra nimfo a anase police fo omo kofa a omo no CID fo no ese omo afom emra omo ne de omo si wo se obi fom emra wo memu ha ese so omo gina emra ne se de ya hyehye ne so no efo CID na Ghana Police Service omo ntumi omo akasa nya law court ti de omo betumi na so omo befa wo no omo aye hwehwe mo omo ye hwehwe no omo se enyina so se ye do court a ne ye do akogina court na afi court mum ahwa asem ni ma hu se de ya ade ato so na kwa adu a ya ball no se nyina so bi a ode wa twenwa so ana se nyina so ni so a wagya wo baba amanda asem okofa mfonyini bi a sa mfonyini na nipa be enan enum bi Sam George o mampani ankasa ene I think Felix Kwachi Ofosumo ena osesa sa mfonyini no edi gina homa bibi a enye sa ni pekuo no pacho utie me Ghana afi 2020 President Kufuor apenso ena ye hyehyɛ emra bi friend the Cyber Security Act and yes the Electronic Communications Act the Act 775 samra we nyina na ahyehyɛ niema bia saa nhyehyɛ na ewu mu no sa wofoma ye obi bi friend identity theft and as a publishing of false information. Publishing of false information here bibi ti say wa wonim say asem we a wodi kwa akoto dwai no wonim say wo boa no kra bia eni asem na wodi ye den e kwa akoto
but wodi koto
then so wodi koto ye di kan say wodi kogu obi hu fin wo shada pese sa nipa no ugu ne hu fin de etoso mienu say wo pese the beka say also public disaffection the man hu say the misia kan no otwi kasem ba ba ma amanfo benya otan bi e dia ma sa nipa na nam sa asam na wodi akoto dwa na anim say nya no kre no de etoso mi ensa say bia sa nipa no pon so o di dwumadie bia na say owo dibia bia say ye private adwuma na say din aban mu mpo na sa asam a wodi ato no so mpo betumi ama ya hwehwe ni nsemu ana ye betumi aka say ye twe na sen enti eye ade a ehu yi pa ene what dey friend identity theft so wafa obi ni mfoni ana ne ho nsem na wo de agina ho e de kire bibi a enye saa nipa no but wuti ti saa nsem a baba amando ni in particular no enti a omade afa na omade call court no ye de call court no judge na hwa asem no onyandi asem no bo say enam saa asem no ehu said you see a farmer phone phony. What him say? O my mu ampo say wo phony mean to me fa wo phony fa nye bibia wa bra membo amane.
No correct.
Pacho onim sa. Sa na tie. Si sa me fa wo phony di koye bibi. The friend image right. Na sa ma ambo amane a wo betumi di makogina asenie bia say Wa fa me mfoni di akwa bibi na saa de na me de ye ni po se minya sika wo ma ese se ye bɔ me kwa adu na ye twem aso na sika na awunya wo mu no minya sa sika ni bia na po se ye di ye bɔ me car e chen sika na mi minya ni fi se e bi mpa mfie bi e beba no metumi anya sika more from the me de wo mfoni eye no na o ma we dey say ye mu bibiri na ye ndi mra so ene ye hu ni sa say inisa mra ye adwuma wo memba ene asan de emra akwa bata amanyo amanyo sem ho enti say ye fom mra na ya hyada di ya kwa akɔhyɛ amanyo sem echi aka so oh ya aban ne pɛ sɛ ɔyɛ den ɔtaataaye ye nya ehwe ne de ekeka ho se ye bu ɔman we sa minia enya de ɔman we be kɔ n'anim da ye bu ɔman we sa o nipa ko bi betumi atwa ntro de ato nipa woni nipa ho obi ka asɛm bi fo ɔmo ho a enya nokre ana obi fo ɔmo fo ni bi di ade bi a enya ɔmo enti re minima branch bi a obi di ne Facebook account yes, our romance fraud ya beba shidi. Ti police for hwehwe nipa o share echi no. Ye tracing it no ni Facebook account. Ene echi no. Ye de ko gina kuma se high court ya somewhere making somewhere 2017 2018 obe.
Abro onim ho hwe.
Onim ho hwe. Ti asam na ekokoso na mu na ne lawyers ye na echi. CID mpanifo mo Accra sa ta me refi CID ni ana wo. Also, police for no more another cyber
surveillance group
and na omo hwehwe man hu se say na e obi mum na a clone sa nipa no Facebook account
impersonation
and odi yes abone no and eventually omo che sa nipa no mum omo tumi hwehwe man hu ne location and na omo ko che no show se enya sa asem no nipa na bia na omo ta na chi a omo betumi ade asem na kwa akodu CID wa Accra man hwehwe man no kra nim e kai wom because bibia o man me sika and as our branch ko de afiase a nka that is the point ti yam separate emra from amanyosem fa cho tie na me kan baba amandu ene abronye di se abronye mpodie enya first time a ye chi no se wakwa akoka asem ni se oka ana waka asem a eye ntro ono anim se eye akohwisem na odi ato obi so timi na de me meka say o mai we no de ekoso wo ha se MPP na also na obi fom mra na ye chi na eye mra na awafom no yemfa ne nkodunya asemye bia se bi ojaje so mo ma no omo nye nipa omo adwen mu enno a se de asem to obi so na se ye wo ha ye de nsam atoto ebi mu so omo kokota na ye ja omo ko because jaje no say inina so papa bia anye de ini so
Abraham Alokore na hotel in Kano. Mame Community Prince Techo, but before some Prince Techo no, Mame fan to him say Mr. Emmanuel Butcher Senior, it's my mensa ewa hano or a lecturer ever used it. I'm afraid to say we are a bubble bumudia when you mupa. Now no na AC Milan history view or them mommy were backstage then yes we could talk. But Prince, what's your community?
Yes.
What's your community?
Yeah. Immediately for an actual form share na Micha Frank Denyansa and a nice form of founder John Mushijimity.
Okay.
Unim, me pesa me tuan community free baby senior DC. So share sa arrest a hodo wa koswa. Yeah, 10 minutes say a political persecution. Dudu na ye at the back of your party in your baimu. Ti epesi bibi ede misinforming and not disinforming. Momo media for there, you know there is a clear difference between disinformation and misinformation. Now, yeti media you see, I'm sure say in the course of the week, ma have a guest from Monday and Thursday.
Yeah.
On this very platform, and confirm dissent to her. So the argument of who dissent pe yema won kasa no, in reality it does not exist, because on well moderated regulated platforms fache TV ka hon amanfo dissent wa ha kode bi obi anya obi abibia.
Wow.
Mene wo kasa ya ku currently ye onkonfo mu dissent on aban views all different platforms obi anya omo hwe. Enti emisi en se eye denti na onkonfo bi hemfa no mu do mu dissent a saa de sim. Baby omu dissent a honom no regulation bien wo moderation bien wo what you want me roll back we evaluation we evaluate nsem wa ye ka wa ha ebu amitumi ka wona ngam say prince twe sign one twe ansan ya ye be work out it me see because the program is well moderated, monitored, evaluated and regulated. It is a program no obedi sente also but obedi sente on a very good note. But you call the new media like social media and so obi aso a journalist also obi to me call TikTok or see me host two program so fancy comedy dey host two program o krata certificate ni say o see me host two program na nkofo abo no panel now more kasa also
say social media dey obi a
you see the point is this the amamajuma ya din this time ni say and the mainstream media no most of the social media and obi so social media no so it calls for regulation. There has to be strict regulation on social media. And yes, oman bebo any mainstream media about social media. Because mumba jumano, before you sit here, wo maestro, station in penny say you have the competency, you are certified to host and moderate this program. Even when that's our friend, you call people that you've well monitored. Say way. I mean, omunim kasa, omako school adreche, omadrimu daho. Again, they are people of address. People, when you want to find them, you can locate them. Inti, and you obia na mufana as panel. But on the social media, obia a panel. Inti, it needs to be well regulated. I see a forbidden confordu and same beho. Because you are really a man. And again, now, more media and new media and Gazabayan. Put me a post to be almost away. Yamanema. Gentia regulation. As for mine, I say yes, I because ye kapi kasa, ye ne tipi kasa na say. Probably the owners of the social media nante p. But yet we shouldn't allow Obia look. Say I see yeah more Obia comment on national issues. It shouldn't be for anyone. It must be for Obia. A didn't say one or topic na that one say. Two, obey dissenting power. How is the person going to dissent? You cannot just say I'm better hand, if you go be movie, abe bastardize obi abe cancer go be so can sorry because in the name of politics, you dissenting to me dissenting. No, it can't be done. You bet me. I see a cheme so.
Nti wo fo aso say China ye cheche MPP for.
Say who you see ye MPP for ni free home. Say who you see any media form, whether mainstream or social media or new media, edi femu obi etiamra na say etiamra dey say echo straight up say echo because enipa ade ba kwa yentumi is ye physical to ye friend self esteem o image o persona I ma your maestro no sikan to mento and they say uko Google na ye bo maestro unim dia Google for betro Google for gather information on the various media platforms. So they actually be afa ho. And you say be kona say information e wo ho ma kaka say be afa. Look, ade media here no ho. Ma say me kun sunsum but what you say.
Okay.
Somebody will go for visa interview. Oto wana na ebisa no handle na wa kan any day wa kan na nko mo cross check. Could you say dey onsanka. Because your comedian no so in some wa kan fa nkofo in some nkofo kan fa wo ho no negative. That internet say in the name of social media nti etena say obi die otumi ka bibia fa obi a ho fa ne hudi say etia MPP ni ya enye etia NDC ni enye etia ga na ni bi enye emisi e wo merema na say enimrem. Look sa o hwe abronye de was wakakoti radio station na ono te ho so host
online media
well also a host.
Ohia TV.
Host now we Ghana ha GTA for more certification for obi or person hosting. I don't know extending call. So person you broadcaster na what satisfy you as a broadcaster. E dey be na be ma yakasa wo udimu.
Was GTA for the no limited to traditional media like this.
They have to extend. There has to be regulation.
Social media no a digital platform. into omo own the digital platform no e omo invite your money. So on YouTube omo on regulate. They say me be account. Na say ebian person me Maestro TV a me ho kwan say me be. Me ho kwan say me regulate on my life. So what I say. But say now
are you broadcasting?
I said again our hobby.
Good. And I am calling for extension and regulation. So for so beka Ghana asem e wo ho dia ye nyama on cancel dia. So for say we discussing ni power ho dia ye nyama on discussing sem dia.
I don't know emra na wodi hu nkomo no bemu no.
Exactly.
O kaseti na say efun mra dia e so pa pro.
On say ye nyan hye social media mara na say e ho ko na so be discuss national issue. This is how it must be discussed. Also be discuss obi adwuma awoye na braba oba. This is how it must be discussed. That look, you better na hadi bia. Na obi likes are ope, views are ope, sika ope nti. No aboye ora botwedi no odi femi no. Owi a oseme srew.
Apache.
Wo kokko na ese wo ye masutwini na wo de ehun nipa bobo. Ba wade no de haye wo. What do you say? The social media does never forget.
Oh, of course.
What may delete it?
Of course.
But to be a screenshot at all.
Now, while proof of how one you memory actual.
Exactly.
So what you did 6 years ago near the actual.
Enti ade internet see a cassette. You better facha the to me go be hufi. But social media na facha mpo there. I'm say senye mo de beto the guitar platform so this show after say I share obi a share we no. Onye bi mu hwe unless we call the guitar platform so. But social media dey any there. Damage na no e hye how. Eno da ho de bia na ya yen sa de atia me. Me koka ho asem a yesi ma me nka because me koka yesi me tan obi. But no de oil. Look. Sa LGBT nsem no ho. So we Ghana ni na ye de tare wo ho a. Ebusuan ka betuma po.
Sisi e okroma.
Look. You ebusuan me fia me free mu de Maestro. Ye titi sansa me free me ho a hwa ebusuan me tie fra me ye ma me siase bi mu.
Say ye culture na ma ye kwan.
Baby, enti wo fa obi na de sa de ne tare no ho. Na wo ye ho na JB dan kwa na. Mini JB dan kwa na. JB dan kwa anya sa de. JB dan kwa was fighting for a good cause. What dey avoidable. MP for bebrebe o na bo ye nchi obia because obia nya bibi etia ma na nkwa kwa ye sa de. O
say can say bi say on so change JB dan kwa. It is owu cells.
Nti yen check edebe na JB dan kwa was fighting against PDA. Preventive Detention Act.
Yeah.
Ene wudie wuti ubebi obi anya ohwi o. Wa wuti ubebi o mra bi amayo. Osi madwene hu die me fa ora botwene ma ye ni sei. Who compare to JB Danko? How?
Who defame no?
How? And for me, senior kind, we should distinguish among yourself from Sanoma way. Ni enka unu se ene ana bi akwa etia obi na wo defend say enya hwe ntwa so. There be kwatia you will feel how the whole thing seems to be. And yeah, quite me unu say social media has come to help but not to destroy. Thank you.
Bakwa homa no so on. Na mene ofa Kojo Marfo akwa kodi enkomo medical dia to anim say on Environmental Protection Agency to around Lake Bosomtwe na omni central for edi enkomo e wo no concerning some land encroachment ekoso e wo Lake Bosomtwe it is say oba homa no so pe e bedi enkomo no e wo no na bibia etimi akoye but senior me wakwa ba
Maestro
e ya wakwa de
nyame adom ahode wo ho I think that much I'm in pen for no more panel. Much a for near her for. Wait, I think that the topic, I want to look at it from a different perspective.
Okay.
Near the kind. You better check Article 14. A tray a panya faswa, a deep private would be. Maybe I detaining and I say, and the Cyber Security Act no. I am also Act 1038 2020 no. And also near account ever.
Senior onim meba be na wa ankasa wo fa e wa homa no so. Ofa good morning. Over good morning,
good morning, Maestro.
Abacho we aboko there.
They won't cry on one day. You ever catch a boko, but they be on the way. May I show that most videos in the pictures at the lake bosom in the boko.
I anopay na mensaka videos ne pictures ne bi na mianso minim say one EPA for no so ewo on a project, serious project oboa ama bibia tibia koye na okopie mu wo lake bosontwe no ofa bomu kakra de be importe na ekoso ewo honom
no kran say binada no ho baby na adwumaku a won so ensuo hu nsem bambo ya se ye kasi ye ni abo ho ban aruchafo nsem bi aba mo chen se omo akọ le bosom chen ho no mo ko ya no omo hu se ni pebi eji ensase no a ewo lake na ho no na woni se lake no so enua na yedua wo hu nyina ndom de du ha omo hu se ni pebi eji nua no ene asase no na tete ya bia ha age nti wo hu se omo de krata ba abon chen se nyema na ekoso no esesan ana ejina so na ama anope yipi Arusha for na nkasa na Ghana Water Resource Commission ebe and then for Urban Lake side ebe hedia ekoso no na fi anamontu a omo be fidi afa ho no omama Ghana nyina na omama santeman to hu se enema na omo de omani abeku no kade na maso the ube blue hana uhu the kind of destruction akoswa ubisa ho se ndi ye oman a ye pese ye boye japade ho ban na yinya mfaso wo so ana because you know the lake and what it will do for us as far as tourism is concerned.
Okay.
But sadly, what we have witnessed this morning, and I'm sure that journalists can start this report, then the show of such television national. My Ghana, Neamanoni, na Ebeshati, Bisha, Muse, a dear portrait, na air cosso. Na wine, na air, and Yama Basabasa.
Offer me ba chuma me bisa sasem we osha land encouragement here that's where here apart from they now working osha is there any activity while do we need any wasoto to from no osha pese ekoso e wole gbosonje
activity as jumedia obi beye anase dipakora o jina na nipa jumaku a e jina bi omde ho beye Jumeko no mujuni de porting pom de be. Apart from well, you buy no no. Obia omo ye kroma no ntimi sibia ade portia omo atese omo de be. But over said the omo eji no a. As ni pedi be omo si resort to. Ana omo pese omo sisi adan a ebe nsuo no. I really don't know what it is, and I'm sure that Beninfono, a press conference, no mudi common
because
it's that.
But say so far no on say ebia nkrofo bi pese omo kotu gala bi ewo ho no onte san komo no.
Oh daddy, eno de ye buy nti di aba ni gaman.
Okay, enti they say no, there's a offer EPA nhihye ebe mpa no mo ya o metimi di abo sa ye tourist site ho ban.
Well, I'm trying to say EPA and Ghana Water Resource Commission and other companies in Ewaha. They will be holding a press conference inside the fair and come out with the Yen so you have my affair for a chief winner.
Yo mate offer ye da se pa se ultimate report free league bosontre e de bray yen so ni die chire pa nti press conference ni bi beto fo mbia no yen so ye be fa wa hanom na ye di juma e wo fache tv juma die so offer
osun ye bi so aye afem dia
ai e do na offer ya bi sure offer
o mana do me kase wa offer
Even. Of Kojo Marfo and ye training come the host for Fache Daybreak show. And that's in a Wako Pimo Lake Bosontre. I just only EPA for AM back on a serious project. Or more aiding Komono Ewa Hodom Kama or more protected ye tourist site in the Kama Diamaya because and no kwani idea Ewa Santimantimwa into a protection no a massive pa Ewa Honum. Senior, Mamma Samra Hubium. Na yento yen komo so
medase I think say near mofa no a very good cause say recently and I who say water west for e ka say barricades me owabe problem about as a result of saniama we
yeah
but I think say well I was see details no because unya details na betimi aka wetimi akasa fa ho ye ebia na ebe adan a ebi omo mbeba yi honom no
to no
ombenya baby adane ho niema eno no on say o hwe baby a lake ne wonum na sisi a ewo krom nti once ewo krom no say bia the idea ne say bia ye mana ye more attractive there fair enough but say bia nya no na say bia different here yenya then we'll be able to comment but that no say ye ben so ho mo no so no enye man so no essay ere emmoama ye water bodies ye ewo asantment one say no insu a ye pese enya for our daily consumption no ebeye meba ye issue ne so no sani ameka no you look at the article 14
okay
no wa hwe the Cyber Security Act no at 2020 1038 no say cyber security no ne de ne say obehwe da cyberspace no enema enye no no ayi afrim ne no na ese ekoso en article 14 nso no ehwe ekwanya ye fa so a ye di private obi se bi ye di obi to fence remand ne cell ne keka ho na that liberty of sani pakon ne di kan ade na enkofo ne koye eya na asenye morality no on morality basis no enye
morality basis
enye
eno ba se so
sebi se untumi nko o papa o enhwe nanim ana se ntena ba bi enka nso papa se sebi oye kwasea
there be no crowd
so on sani identity no sans na untumi nka nchira o maame ene obi a wanyi chen ne obi a mpo nti on that morality basis ade a enye but we are no free on one then you come to say emfa say obi aka asem enya ekwan ben so emra kwan so no nia yaka de na fa no ho no ono no ko report no report ya ye gina ono na asem so na yakofa nipa kon no na nipa kon no aba court nia wa be chechire first and foremost why na omo kaseti ano so far baba mando Abubakar na president Sam George na Ofosukwachi any other yemi say I say mu bia why na report case ya they are not to this case a criminal case and a civil case. I say we no obi na didi watem so obi didi watem and as we defame you. That one does not constitute a crime. And say even say yeah the omo court law prosecutors that's the police for no and you no determine say yen friend is saying yen for be entry mu and as I say the only thing on be say some per say who interfere ewo a friend is saying investigation then they will plead to the court say court yesrewa ade we ya investigation pese ye no se saa so mesi ye gya ne mane kofia wanhwe ya obe ha investigation ntino yesrew mane ndamu ebi a 2 weeks court ni gituma na ya yeden na ya grant na nipa konya bi neko. But on the basis of what actually transpired and then on the report of all the media, the prosecutors never opted for say Sankrofonian Formuntum.
Oh, okay.
That is a fact. Prosecutors famba. But then the judge and the car say no. Sadi we are muye. Is say mumfamunya den enkotum. Sene bea omu interfere with investigation. Se yamobi emfane say yamano different character associated with homosexual. Is it the first time? That is not the first time.
Not the first time.
And your uncle be including even the former president. Omu ye yomu ema buokra AI no a simulated one.
Yeah.
Social media. But because the very person say you defaming that person never reported, those people were not arrested. And on that score, looking at how your judiciary system is working, as for that one, the judge erred. That one is a fact. The judge erred. And a bill say those social media they were developed in Ghana. Once again developing, we have the back ends to all the apps. And we can regulate them from wherever we are sitting. But in this case, and you develop apps Obi na developing apps na borrow. And actually sani pa kita the back ends of it. Ebi kura be wadwen say you want to counter. And also no may lead to you you are breaking or no new rules near you. It can even trigger an international dispute. Send your channel for a lot of social media. Our China with other countries, developed countries. Baby. Send your moral grounds no say untumi ndi papa atem untumi ndi maami atem untumi ndi obi atem se sanet tie no ntino yentumi mfa ya wonto to sankrofo no send your kwan omo fa so out collect me ga che no papa say fuck you 77 so akola to me din papa atem ne maami atem ye de ya nkyerɛ sa once ya nkyerɛ sa no ade omode aba ema obia free range no Ghana scientists how do you call it, technologists, it is not beyond them so make me develop those apps yanga sanga say ebet me ayeye dia ebet me regularize no say yes ano a hono na ebet me ayeden aginamu aka say ade we so be we ya because I know the language no ya na ye te ade na say because broni no udi atem otwi mu no ono onim say e bone a obe block you so an say ni ade nti yen de na ye ma ye nkofo nyusu e no uye no free on ma cases bi e be si anoma e ma problem e benina e traditional media we should be real tama ku bi e be si bia no be bi e announce ku no e friends traditional media. Just recently incident be bray sisi here in traditional media impo baby e well advanced omo no use social media no kra no still now some of credible information is always traditional media tama ye ko friends omo ko US ko Iran e wom say na e bia social media ye kan de but the very time amanfo hu say ade no e no kra no when na force ni CNN no ne Al Jazeera no report issue no uye no free okra uko check Ukraine Russia de na when na France 24 no ne omom keka ho no report issue no is then because every obia was assist bia no whether we like it or not, we have been conscient, I say, the very place that you need credible information from the traditional media. And not social media, but still traditional media, and media then, and conform, and still a man for ABAB. I think, say, you to make a tell traditional media noir in terms of this wrongdoing, and on a bit me, I call into the social media space. So we say, NDC, also. Ubon's MPP for ne be radio station, young country. A honeymoon will corner kutia, and someone better or better now, wedding, but an the beard and heading, a coso.
Who say, Omo problem, no. It's not only about, say, will be criticized, will be crampasimo. Who say, change of power bar. The same fan say, Senior Butcher, you might have my MPP that now office be quickly. Now, NDC youth now boil our office. So one can to cry, but boo and Sunny, you always see about thing. You see,
I say, say, no Kwana, the BAC. Impo, say, and say, NDC, it make us say, impel.
Yeah.
Almost with me boil around.
Just
MPP
like what
time,
happened at Edgewater.
MPP time, your friend is a national regional security coordinator. Macho man for Uncle Pamona in free office.
Yeah.
I just would say the Omokoi. Sort here at the Anamekanas. And it's not a matter of Ibia way Ebera, but it's a matter of other stations say you return irregularizing here in terms of what comes out. What actually the public consumer, it will then trickle into the social media space because say you do any money I any say ya oh no over to us wakoye
there want to us
and na oma hu ni say the very time ni ntia ma honum na jet na han say even social our traditional media saa niema no na yeden na ekoso saa niema na yeden ekoso and na eno no ubon say to say host wow ye host we be catch me so twe sign ba na makan ayeden makan wie be twe sign wo akra utumi ka say menya den men twe sign
yeah
so on say na ade ne city
be kan bre
a whole point ne say yenyan gasa traditional media which is the backbone e honum na we say regulation ayeden e shasi free say shasi free honum it will not trickle into the social media space. So on send your audience. A friend said, "One enkola omudi a friend saying, meka the past regime, omudi secondary school student, omudi mampeniatem.
Echi no must have a patch.
I feel no more than on the patch.
No more throw was no.
So on send your audience. Me no at that time na me no and me huni say nanka eni kwan say mampenino e de no be wrem na ade no eye senia we. This one is happening. But for me, I feel say, ye be bibia na se niema be ye na sa niema ya ye koso ye hu a. Nti am pese me ka omo issue ni say those things now have been happening way back. We can be. Now ya police for through intimidation and I say ya be fa no enkosi aga. Na new regime aba na obi fuforo nso e ka na no nso see ya. By the end of the day no one e bebre. If we want the best, regularize the traditional media so that it will not check it down. Now, social media so control it. Uber control is saying develop the app and make sure that the people are using your app. Now, FM Numamra, now Enema Mko Kama Semi Open or mine. Sebi China on Undimin Kona Ungo say Omunom your madie.
Okay. Abusia for Fache Daybreak Jubilee no guso ayakoso senior butchery ewo menchen ewo ha sanso na Prince Tachi enso so ewo ha nom na Abraham Alokori enso so ewo menchen ewo ha na be de to wadim say OSP special prosecutor de nasem eko Supreme Court say oko challenge the decision of Accra High Court say omu limited the prosecutorial authority say obitimide obi akọ court na wakodi nasem ewo honom no ye limite no na mibusa say na right say Accra High Court ebeyesa instead of Supreme Court omumum the highest authoritative court that we have in our land no I also yesa no adint no mumum anye na Accra High Court mum ene koyeye san komo no wahanoma ye ba bedi Abraham general observation about it is it say OSP it need that power ni beam and a year suppressing no and a air that moment they say it was say yedi bibia akoma attorney general na attorney general mum economy say in case of any criminal activity we are attorney general mum dem koye and as I say who observation no there
my observation na bigina ye ka the office of the special prosecutor na there anka sample ne ma ye this office we buy he never can say at one meet the press President Kufuor time no na o ma Ghana fo nyina ate ase say nyenti o sa office ne da na koma so ne hia ne say yetumi pass sa amra na yete sa office ne one Ghana fo nkita hodi mu no wanya nti say the edi kan Ghana fo eni gidie wo aye attorney general sa o ma banyina mu komo ne say they find the political corruption no and I'm saying na fa politicians ho nti no say attorney general no so ye politician ti say ono ana fefo na esan ebo mu kwadu na obehwehwe omo nsem a eya na Ghana fo ni gidi so obeye dwuma die ne se de ese na efata eno nti na ono de to na akoma so say saa de ese ye pe obi a onye amanyosem na ode ne ho na se na sem mpo ba on to me nka say we oye me colleague na say onye me colleague nti say me hwe na sim say ana nsem sim sa brena special prosecutor nkomo die bae no ID can draft initial bill no a former a deputy attorney general friend no lawyer Martin Amidu I chiro no na be first special prosecutor or throw a friend a critique of the bill and sample na ebe ko parliament nti or throw critique no aspects of the bill no parliament ehweye den bc mu so beka there was this clause 3b and a person even a kind of corruption and abonia dream ne proena e bi eso chain bi e bi all the me I say ye be yi mu no omu yi sa part ni fi no but there was another part the critique no ya ma ya adwan so o can say so we hwe Ghana ye criminal and other offences act the procedure act 30 na ena the law officers act all the me I think NRCD 2795 as a 275 now. And run some ranoma, dear friend Attorney General, who kwanya say, obey appoint special prosecutors for specific cases. And watching what kind Ghana your constitution a year article 88 clause 4 now. Constitution na ye mransem kese kronkron edi mu chemre bia na kan constitution ankasa employment ase say emre bia emu nsem ene de constitution aka no bebo ebra no sa amra no ehye constitution ase ye nisi ye de sa amra na asem eye adwuma this ye kohwe constitution ne de article 88 clause 4 na say eye aban mu nsem emre mu nsem bia ehye say aban ne di anim ekobo ho kwa edu no to me attorney general pay any idea man you can read you know say all the word all and yes some all the may patch now attorney general no to me say or so to me apa ne to me na ho kakra ediama other prosecutor to attorney general office or attorney general the chief prosecutor for the state or the other prosecutors omo ba amanfo kwa edu na ye adwuma patch ti dey make and na ye kote sa OSP act you know a year 2017 no ye throw act na mu kohwe the mandate of the office na I think it's section 4(2) I say a year OSP no obetumi ahye nhwehwemu ase na wasan akwa amanfo kwadu wa abra a year attorney general no amani to me na ohwe mrema yo ekwan bibra attorney general to me faso ema to me and yes, I can't to me and I say, oh, what's some back now? As I say, OSP, I should no cry. No, I can't attorney general, I like tobacco, the amount of one dear, and our prince, dear, but Miss Media, they be as an a yawo emremu de bi a be friend say legislative instrument LI nti attorney general akra betumi akọ parliament ama ya pass LI or dem e pacha LI na ka say maybe to me a constitution nkwa so say constitution e mra trade dia kronkron kese pa ti sa wo be ye bibia ene ne boy bra kakra esese ukọ na ye hyemra a gitum say empo say constitution ne sisi no me de me hu ne se metumi apaw de nam sa atu ya enti no metumi no kakra e de ama prince ana OSP se onfanye ni dwumadi a saa ne act na di ama ni na ana say di do friend fiat in law or the me pa no say another authoritative order or the me pa chon e betumi ama ne saa tumi no na de akofa san sem we nyina aba ne say abrante bi di kind de ya attorney general court. Now, not some of the coin, in front, I think, from Tete, or then some court, no say, I know your constitutional case, or Supreme Court say, OSP, and now Article 88.4, you know, OSP need to me say, or no, a be fierce, no, then a home, a be man for quaid, wa bra, some processes here, Macain, no, Attorney General, and Attorney General, empower 2 million who been found, man. This are some no. And Attorney General could join us as suit. So unfortunately, OSP na some the fan of honor. A person could join the Supreme Court na anti-CSS so anything. Or join because the entire Supreme Court na anti-CSS. A banner remua. Nipo obe to me jina ho a defend a binding Attorney General and Attorney General na nkwa. OSP said they make a motion as yes. And na enumuno your cases ni enu bia e wo OSP no ha odi e wo court. Na emu baako de Judge or Tisono, say, this Attorney General, some there were a Supreme Court, no, or might determine and sign away to me. Actually, the Nipana, some say, OSP need to be prosecuting. And you want another case, and also court. Now, that case now court, no, Nipakuo and Naibi, and you say, or my faculty crime so, AJJ containers being there, or more forged documents, no more seizes our containers now. And as some copy court, there are some copy court, not Sani Pap and 9 Mubako. And now Sasami Supreme Court, you know, who say a home bet me Abuano, or also the friend the General Jurisdiction Court say, oh, I spinning put or the Masama court, only who to me saw them because I'm Remuno, a friend is saying, Attorney General, no quite between I, I'm on the to me. Now, Attorney General, no man, to me, I see a Nina so be a or a say, Attorney General, I'm on to me, as would to me, the master, same for my one import them back a quarter. T. Court, no, Judge or Tanational, Justice John Eugene, Yadunan thing, a share some normal or see. On a sally pan, a yard Jane, say, I'm pat, see, and even though OSP Act may say, obey to me a shake, and she moon any other, but Act and also say, this Attorney General, no, I'm on it to me. To me, na medical checkpoint between afa saa to me no. Or no judge no ni na so be a chese Attorney General na mani saa to me. Na empo asema o Supreme Court no. Attorney General na akra sa akwa gina asem ni mu ene de ode na asema ba no ya adwen say ampa no nko na emramu no constitution ama no kwan say obetumi ahye na wasan so aba amanfo kwadu ewo ayi. Ti ayi mienu na wa sisi e di kan nipa bebre say na high court bi obetumi actual constitution asiana because that to me no so Supreme Court na ye dia mom say ye nyina ye nimumra but emra ye nyina kan say bi esiti ase no enye pe nti say ntawantawa beda nipa kuo bi enti ase wo eye constitution na asem bi akam we say constitution say na no o kire we say na e pa kire ese Supreme Court mum ne de ko because na emra na ma o mutumi say ntawantawa beda nipa adwen mu efa asem bi ho a omo na betumi aka say ye nti asem no say na che no omo nya kira ase wi e no ne de be ye adwuma Supreme Court ni nya ne santie ba na say na Justice John Eugene Nyadu e say OSP ntumi em prosecute abrante na ordinary asem aba bedan no oh and only one aspect of the case the other so ebi mo so say Justice Nyadu enye boni bia because Justice Nyadu kan constitution na can clear Article 88.4 say emra ho sem bia ebeba wo aban ene Ghana man di na say Attorney General nko anehwe and na OSP Act na nka so of 2017 na so say OSP no entumi nsha asem bi ase ana so ontumi nkobo obi kwadu wa abra attorney general no emma de tumi ne na ma kire kon e fa so either say a legislative instrument and I say fiat no enti ebi mo say Judge John and I say Judge John afom eni bi mo so on form here but me I can say as I say yin na ye twen emma de substantive case na Supreme Court that constitutional case na abrantia ne de akose Supreme Court ni nchirem sampa say OSP na no currently in this current form no obetumi asha asemase abokwadu anaso nkunche ba mementi asemu based on the course general jurisdiction court metuma ka say Justice John Yadu onye mfumuso bia ohwe asema abrante ne dia abetu nanim no eno kan constitution no eno kan eye OSP emra na nkasa so any criminal and other offences act say the American act procedure no any the law officers act ene mo dika say enam sansem we ntino sisi ade animanimo ya ade menjin di se obetun de sa abrante odin masimi ana anasem na ade akoko no obetun ato aso edi
Friends, my bisa was asking me. We say for the past 10 years, if I say Nyambwa, next year about 10 years, and at OSP about into existence, but then we've not seen any crucial prosecution be akoso. Unlike Attorney General before that, no the amount for court a prosecutor or more. We've seen a lot of examples as a state. Does this kind of, new development makes it very clear? Say OSP is not able to do the work as Nanka yimu bindim say papa nanado danko bufado epeso ye in 2017 no.
Right. My main chance in free say. So oba Ghana hanom any wiase in amai bebre so a ye major source of laws for the first one a constitution, second one a act of parliament, third one a bylaws MMDC senior assemblies na fourth one a customs and traditions therefore na sa miensa na edi constitution echi no ebien ho no say contradictory of the constitution. This is the basis. Miensa no act of parliament, bylaws MMD is be and even nananom crampo customs from tradition ni kwan say bia kon enu nti na ma mitie Abraham like I'm just enjoying the argument. But you see party bit say PPP Abraham mo rise here pan no mo ade mo fe 10-point agenda. And number 4 of the agenda said they feel that at the core ma Attorney General entumi follow case and prosecute enya dia Ghana for here so mo sabe kai judgment no say the Attorney General again is a politician. He doubles as the Minister of Justice together, who is appointed by the president. So they said in the 10-point, I think number 4, said there should be a split. An independent Attorney General, the Constitution can claim for an act of parliament to be any. I won't be that because don't forget, Constitution 92 never act ni by after 92. And some judges or some members of the bar, I feel say act ni be in the constitution ni boy brakakra, and that they can also argue. But the constitution can't care simplicity.
Okay.
Inti omono nyanse mono mo feel say yen team ni enya Minister of Justice aban by appointing. But nkene adwuma ya yesi OSP me nke ya Attorney General na ya bo ni din wo constitution ni mu na nke yesi adwuma.
So nko yesi
aban appointing be bia nka wo security of tenor wo de ye na adwuma. Now eno na masa no na the S1 president here say o pe kwan bia fa so because the ama Attorney General mu nye duru na ye mbu no ne ontumi nya judgment man nyina ne say amanyosem no so no ani nipa bi ontumi prosecute. Now me OSP ni buy ade a metu baka se aboa eye unse omutai process ti name na shame ama ene ukọ bibia even though unim say we MPP na we NDC ni a wo age no ye o member of the party a unim no unim say there is some independent body you can just come and mention your name in the media which can serve as a scare. Aside that, may the very moment that you are Martin Dukas want to manage man say man OSP to me because at the time he established here across the political divide nipa na Ghana for nyina woni mu gidie pass over to my say adjuban party e yira Martin because of the track record from one NDC background anyhow on what we fighting from within enya no bi ma man na ehunu so won de obetumi aye. And so you remember say Abraham Boni Dino across the political divide obi agi to me say you ramatena me do die obetuma aye adwuma. Abra o church epistle so ntwe na me say aye.
Cause no beer wo gidie wo nimu.
Ye wura ya oba ye kisi jambe oba ye. Ghana foni gidie. No crazy. Sa no crazy am ni ken no. Because so there be mu gidie no way. Aye nyum to no ne ade a. Obaba ko ye presser. No ayo ka ko jibi ko judgment aba no ne. Which prosecution indeed sana na woga. Ade betuma ka say osomu
ode akọ
onya judgment establish gidie no. Aside on no any private lawyer no ye any judgment onya ya na any track record or the benya adwuma no. Oba ye de ontumi nya. Aside the scare oppose the man kofobi no. I feel say it's about time. Some contradictions we nyina no say to me as a country ye nya constitutional amendment na ye go su cross our constitution we are. What is wrong? Say be call back to the 700 PPP before they can those times. Say yen separate Minister of Justice from the Attorney General. Constitution na the number 1 law of the state na boni din no. Na sa buha we na bi go look. Sa de ke me bisa mo say Abraham. Sisi say Supreme Court compo eba by overturning High Court decision we are. You would say we expect my judgment be abana. Because there are cases of the court ya fast as we am. Ye jam want me.
There's a track record now.
Yeah, Kakra Beka Council. OSP office na Kasan. It was obvious from the start. Politicians create this idea nearby. It was obvious from the start to say, and I don't want to OSP na office no. Ebeye e papa bi ade mo man no. Hwe ma mencho ade. Who say ka be special a?
Say on person OSP.
Ebeye more or less like a cosmetic office. Me who say omo person omo tu na mo say omo proye. Na so Ukraine me nye say sa adwene na omo de ye. So your cosmetic bodies if you ask for na. The whole idea the OSP office from America. And maybe from America or the friend the independent counsel and I say independent prosecutor. So Abraham now was special court so when appointed the independent prosecutor and I say special prosecutor. Tina no say court na appointed a bina na president into me in that no more your friend the security of tenure. Just any time I saw and sign wako. And na do America home po mo share sa de na say do baby no amanyofo no say sa special you know. What the name see ho to omo from independent counsel no omo be a special counsel the special counsel a attorney general of America no and appointed na say sa ni pan appoint to me for so omo po no omo and no be na ye no wa ha no ti e kan ye de no oye special say twimi e be ka say odanso oye nsonko but on de ne ho America de na ode ne ho independent ode ho ye de no on de ne ho enti omo craft law no and now say no ma adwim no omo function omo tim so person ode ne ho no enti na eye section 4 ho no omo asan de share ho say just say so betumi ahye asem bi ase ahwehwem no abokọ edu a just attorney general no and amani tu
it's a prince so now
enti me de manu si no isi ye nim ne ese ye sisi ye nkomodi o table ho abede di say for the Attorney General, it is well mentioned in the number 1 law, which is the Constitution.
Yeah.
It's the here independence and tenure of office, security of tenure of office. Say, Obin to me can say at what berry age free so people from ra. Na or didn't Hosene Beya obi to carry out Sadi way. Tinka, Yura Kise Jabin, or ye age ya. Kasari is the same one number. Again, Saya ni that I was an Abraham can is here, and I said. You see the politician in this country, omo try so omo be you see as a ye but in reality omo nye yeah but omo nye ade ekosi even at the time you were matramid war no say the office is not even well set up like ye bibi intina age na well set up e wo honom no ye nkoye constitution nkoye li legislative instrumental ebe ma na de no ho na ya appoint obi no constitutional body din preko na ya nyi obi obebi a minister of justice on don a politician na age ni ntumi ngene nwan no emre bia nko fa ho na ya pese ya ni say age no una man to me anti age na kaso no wo ye den if the age is supposed to give somebody some power or they know why because in office no or lawyers bebre they know why.
Oh yeah.
It is the say age na mbra boni din so wonye adwuma na nya wele na wo o ma tumi untumi nya wele nda we try o mesan aka to say jai.
See the what now on this base medium say OSP we try a lot of cases work courts. Now say me what the mark court then the maba be hu say onisa atumi no say e was what the make court me metimi see OSP no say what the make call no say na woni tumi na ofa akwati kwan bi so e dem call without the notice of the attorney general me or the make call no metimi SU no
e court emra na de emo bia ho kwan say otumi see wo bia ndi enya wo kwan bo obi from betimi SU no but point na say Ghana yen constitution ho am na ye ye free obi aho na parliament e di see so pan na be da na constitution say pese yesesa bia so ye ntumi sesa na na ntumi sesa no man ye
ntumi amend
by obi on ma ye free e be entrenched entrenched na de uhia referendum and only there I was say entire country no and I was on me then almost two entire countries now I was say ye kotoaba and then no a certain percentage na say show up ebeto now out of certain percentage I think say it should be more than 60% or so I stand to be corrected but out of 60% now omutume to aba man ye and no say ye 2 year more than 70 or 90% na I was say in agreement of ade no and sana yet ni asesa
constitution
but I'm not sure say Attorney General Act no is an entrenched one.
A part of the entrenched one.
Well,
the executive
well, I'm not but even with that and I'm say a favor politician simple entrencher what is say o ma di san common
ondi
ni san common yam fa no ntonchen me as politician president executive president me na me appointing ministers me appointing minister of justice and who also doubles as an attorney general ujidi pa say and no my appointed no at any point in time say 3 months make me as sound say 1 week cry make me as sound
at any time
ujidi pa say me as minister of justice and being attorney general make me ayade a e go against president and now say nye president crampuna president me because me a member of that political party meaning president and for no twetwo for so make me akọ against uncle for no ana practically entumi ni adwuma entino technically senior Minia Prince Ekam nanka si decouple the attorney general a free minister of justice so we yes are there then when you say for attorney general there or no there or tenor and your president then and one is to me
independent
body or independent body but even being independent body they be a canin now why na sa appointment no is the president
government now
what they granted senka a year nenka ye or ye di couple and nenka even president appointed say he see no way now the process is not the end of the day president no but still na am say almost security of tenure and you know ebu one man ya president be can onya den onfa say the time so na say moving obekwa okọ so that as people can take that stand but in our case no ni na no ehye be ba akọ ase politicians to deceive us no okay yempe obi fofra obey independent because the citizens are crying say sa de na mo ye ne de emfa kwan nti ekwan ben so na ebe mamu friends are reshemu then let's create another entity and no de be independent so called na sa entity no enu mum na obe prosecute corruption related issues sa nipa no ono no ebe ye sa adwuma no according to the constitution, exclusive criminal cases, so the word is exclusive criminal cases, are supposed to be prosecuted by the Attorney General. And it is said the Parliament etnase na omo eye mmra no no munim se sa mmra na wo ho se no munim nti e ba ne sen na omo to aso se omo nim se sa mmra na wo ho no ma mmra no ebe prevent prosecutor adint no mo amende sa mmra no ansa na omo to aso aye sa ne ma we because they know say eye na se sa ni pa ko ne ebe fa no as special prosecutor no ye na adwen say obedani jata acheche mo a there is a lacuna I'll meet me so and enyanwanwa eno na esi no you see people challenging the prosecutorial powers of the special prosecutor because omo ye mra ngasa na omo ye politicians and omo nim say so no ye na adwen so be ya sam ho no be fa so aye dem and again see granted Attorney General the Supreme Court a passive verdict. Not a verdict, Nicoya said, on one gasa independently into being prosecuted. Or no, see an office, no, any other investigative agency, no, difference venue. To say, a national security, Bureau of National Investigation, a police, CID, any special prosecutor, difference benefit. Difference be an beam. Because the only thing I know over the others, near say, or no make me a prosecute. But you see, as one to me, yes, I didn't be a man. Then I didn't know. Technically, it just say one word the other. It just says our office need to go. Okay. And you know, my say, be oh, whether you good or not, say no good. And I say be a Becca so oh yen support and I say me support because at the end of the day ni Ghana for hwehwe no emem Ghana for hwehwe say ye benya an independent entity a ono betumi a prosecute a emma government inya influence because corruption akese ni na ya experience under the Fourth Republic no ho amo na execute sa corruptions ni na politicians enti se yenya obi a ono betumi ene omo asiso a e kire se de bia and the siphon us na yen aye wo ase no de bia ye bebre and on that note no and America say ebia independent I mean the think tank na se say yen sheda hu ene ma na hu dwumadi a mo sheda edi mayen this is the timer they should come out and make sure say there is that a convincing either document or any press to actually give a foundation or a roadmap as to how to get an independent body or no bit me aboama send your Ghana for susu say prosecution there in terms of big class no ebeye special prosecutor we o check other countries, especially Africa, Nigeria. One who to be this chain, Obia, checking Nigeria, especially special prosecutor, and you may PAP mono, and you may and you know, yemra ye, say you see, or mine na, ya pese konenim, ya do mine na, ye representatives na parliament, no person mo yemra, omunyemra ni. Many shows or moon no moon says I deal with not a bebase, or moon no moon. Even that time on moyen quite a break and was him. But there's no man penwa. And see a stre. Or mine are yet a train, yet a tree or mine, a man up on a name. Ghana is a hallmark for a lot of African countries. And see a best rate. Your special prosecutor. Maybe they will be some young who say in Sumana airton. But then we can have a very nice way. Make sure that we get that independent body a bit more prosecuting criminal cases.
I know a senior butcher na me wo birthdays kakra wa hadom na mame we she omo na yemfa dwumedi no NC e wa hano cause memre no ayebe wa hapa. We say happy birthday to Samuel Jache Mensa Supremo, Ashanti Regional Youth Organizer, hopeful in NDC from Kojo Uswa producer say Supremo you wish you happy birthday Supremo in pass Ashanti Regional Youth Organizer no nyame ebedina wachi na bibia timi akoyi nti na eya wawoda no nyame enka ho na omma wa hoden sonko a obetimi edi ujuma se ne yese edi ama wankasa political party we so every Francis upon special aid to Boache Ejako or say happy birthday to Boache Ejako NPP national chairman hopeful ene the former energy minister the birthday na miankasa God for the Torino man like Torino mama wish you happy birthday meaning say ahwade no wo ho enkwano so wo ho enyankopon edi favor no ebetimi ato so na insha no so ayekese edi amao sinebe ya okokese na eda wonim no obetimi akon na bibia etimi akoye enti Torino man like Torino yema happy birthday na enejumedie no sebi mamenda wase se ebono nsia okan ho na ojemre ede hwen na abonundui wosanso so eti wofidi echi na wosanso ehwe mamenda wase ene omwa omutimi ehwe na mamenda Basin Global Shipping and Imperial Logistics for Adaroma mamenda omase se omoso ekan ho na ombeso yase na ejumedie we etimi edebreo afenso so Millennium Construction Company Limited mamenda omonso wase so almost boy na almost a song ya say na me kai ubi mi say bra Fache TV na Gifted Icon season 2 no bra na be peke o forms na bibia enkoyi emfa emma eti bibia onu so eboy na me nda say mamenko production room na me nda Kojo so ase ene junior ene omo maka na Christabel ene omo ho ni na me ndo bibia say me na metinemu edema offer Kojo Marfo if you are too more Kaakyire ebeka mensa ewa hanom sanso so ena senior butchery enso so ebai Prince Tachi enso so ebai sanso na Abraham Alokore enso so ebeka mensa wa ha medin edi Kofi Frimpong dodo na afreme Maestro nyame bua ochina offer betina kunya kese enim na ode Fache Daybreak jumedie no etimi ede abrel makra